tornado or even a broad area of rotation. And then I'm clicking on my storm relative velocity, and I'm seeing right here this gate-to-gate shear, and all of that together is what you would see if a tornado was on the ground. Cannot 100% confirm that it is, but that's what you would see, and we need to treat it like that's what it is. If you're in Head River, Harrisburg, Center Post, Bronco, go to your safe place. Go to your safe place. This is moving to the east at a pretty good clip. So the tornado warning, this is just to the north and northeast of Valley Head. Are you seeing any more, Audrey? I'm hyper-focused on that. So if there's anything else that I need to be aware of, let me know regarding tornado warning. Okay, so this is moving to the east. Again, we're just okay. State Route 157, West Cove Road, Rocky Lane. This is it right here. Right here. That's the nugget. That's what we're looking at. Once again, we can just define that by when we talk about the reds and greens, the Christmas colors. When you have the radar will pick up also another sign of circulation. It'll pick up the direction that rain is moving, and if it's green, it's moving toward the radar. Let me draw that for you. If it's green, it's moving toward the radar. If it is red, it's moving away from the radar. And you can see how in the middle of that, right here, we have this circulation. And this is moving right over Flaherty Road. And if you'll notice, this is now purple, and that means this is a confirmed tornado. This is a confirmed tornado. Now we can go and say, please, Flaherty Road, it's moving right over you. State Route 157, it's moving over you. Please be in your safe spot. We are going to stick with this specific area. I know there are other thunderstorms going on. Audrey is in here. She's posting about the other things going on. If there's another one that pops up, she'll let me know. But we need to stay hyper-focused on this. Moving right down Flaherty Road, let's see if we can get any more information on that, specifically where it is. There it is, Flaherty Road, Moon Lake Road. I don't know how populated this particular area is. This is Walker County, Georgia that we're talking about. This is not good. This is not good. This is a confirmed tornado. I'm going to see if we're getting anything on the chat regarding this. Getting a lot of pictures of hail. Okay. Okay, so let's just keep going with it. So that is the circulation. That's where it is. Very high wind shear. There's really no reason to go off of this particular area. You can see we have the low-level circulation icon that's popped up on there also. One thing I will do, we're going to actually, okay, now it's moved a little bit further east. Let's keep following it up Flaherty Road. If anybody is familiar with this area, I'm going to zoom out just to give you a little more. Talking about, again, this is a confirmed tornado indicated by the purple. A confirmed tornado warning, so that means it's on the ground, and this is where it is. Okay, this is where it is, and I'm still not seeing a tornado debris swath. That's great news, and I hope I don't, quite frankly. I've seen it, and it'll definitely show up if it's picking up debris. But this is moving right along Flaherty Road, just to the, I say just to, it's several miles south of. As a matter of fact, I'll measure it for you. This is from Lafayette, about 13, 14 miles to the southwest of Lafayette. This is from Tryon, about 12 miles to the northwest of Tryon, if that gives you an idea of exactly where this is. This is moving directly to the east. All right, we've lost our icon, but we still have very defined circulation. Again, this is moving right along Flaherty Road, south of Head River, Route 157. If you were in Harrisburg, Center Post, go to your safe place. If you're on Rocky Lane, if you live on Rocky Lane, Cove Road, Hogjowl Road, go to your safe place. This is, again, a confirmed tornado. So this is a tornado that's been on the ground. And my hope is it may be weakening just a little bit, but that is not much. It's not weakening much at all. Don't see much in the way of a hail core with that. Not seeing a debris signature with that. That's good news. Okay, so here we go. Go back in time with this a little bit. And you can see how that's just moved right along. So State Route 157, this is a confirmed tornado. This is a storm that has produced a tornado. There's the circulation right there. We'll put it back on the rainfall reflectivity. And you can see still a good notch showing that we're still getting some good rotation there. All of our three elements are still in play, showing very strong rotation and most likely still a tornado moving across State Route 157 toward Rocky Lane. This is in Walker County. Tornado warning in effect for 11 more minutes. The hope is this will quickly weaken and not impact anyone in a negative way. But if you're on Flaherty Road, you know people on Flaherty Road, please check on them and make sure everything is okay with them. And I'm checking Facebook to see if we have any reports coming in. Okay. So those just tuning in and catching up, we're looking at a tornado warning. It's actually a confirmed, indicated by the purple, tornado warning. Welcome, by the way, US 101, WCLE. I know all of our radio partners listening in, you watching on television, on Local 3 News, and on Facebook. Thank you for watching. This is a confirmed tornado that has been indicated in Walker County. Tornado warning in effect until 10:30. This is the area of rotation right here where you see the greens and the reds together. We can check the three things that we really like to look for. First thing we'll look at is reflectivity. And we look to see if there's a kind of a notch, and we see that notch right here where the wind is just pushing that in, right? That indicates rotation. Second thing we look for is shear, change of direction in the wind with height. And we certainly have strong levels of shear. Third thing we're looking at is what we call storm relative velocity. That's the wind. Green is wind moving toward the radar. Red is wind moving away from the radar. And that also is indicative that in the middle there is rotation. And all three of those stacked on top of each other are a really good indication that at least there's a funnel cloud. In this case, it's a confirmed tornado. And that's been moving along Flaherty Road, State Route 157, now over Rocky Lane. And we're losing a lot of our reds. That's good news. Oh, this is beautiful. So notice, I'm going to go back one pixel or one sweep, and you can see that strong wind shear. Now it's much weaker. Great news. That is awesome news. So again, check on folks. If you know anybody in Walker County living along Flaherty Road, State Route 157, Rocky Lane, Hogjowl Road, make sure they're okay. Give them a call. I am fairly certain that we had, not fairly certain, we have a confirmed tornado that moved through Walker County. The tornado warning is still in effect until 10:30, but my hope is that we're starting to see that circulation loosen up a bit. That's what I'm hoping. It certainly is being indicated. Now, will that flare back up? Let's go back in history. And you're going to see where it flared up over Valley Head, Hammondville, really got going right about here, moved into Walker County, stayed really strong, and now we're seeing it weakening. So we're going to watch another sweep or two and see if it picks back up. You can still see a nice definite rotation, but Definitely a sign of weakening.
There's a confirmed one in Huntsville. I know that's not within our
Okay, there's also a confirmed tornado in Huntsville as well, and because all of that's moving to the west, we'll keep an eye on that, but we're still going to stay with this one for just a few minutes, still looking at a few reds and greens, but again, this is not as definitive as it was earlier. That is very tornado looking. And you can see how it's breaking up a little bit. So that's showing the same thing with our reflectivity. Still, you still have that little bit of a notch right there. So you still have all three things. They're just not as defined as they were. You still have all three things, just not as defined as they were. Still, if you're in your safe spot, stay in your safe spot. If you're in Bronco, Center Post, Harrisburg, stay in your safe spot. Walnut Grove, Martindale, safe spot. Be there. Lowest, most inside part of the house. This is, again, a confirmed tornado. We've only had one radar frame showing this weakening. So let's wait for a few more sweeps before we sound the all clear and come out to see what happened. Okay, and I want to see if you guys are saying anything on Facebook about what was going on there. Okay, if you're in this area or know people in this area, let me know. We're going to check on some of the other areas. Hang on, let me make sure. Yeah, so we've got a couple of radar sweeps where it does show that that is weakening. And so what we're going to do, I'm going to check all of the parameters that we were checking. We still have a little bit right here, a little bit right here. I'm still going to suggest highly that in all of these areas, until 10:30 at least, you stay in your safe spot. Please stay in your safe spot. Still hail, still all kinds of good stuff with this, okay? So let me zoom out a little bit. Okay, and we have a ridiculous amount of severe thunderstorm warnings. We're going to deal with all of those. Looking to see if we have any storm reports. Don't see any right now. Let's start with this one. Okay, this tornado warning in Jackson County until this is only in effect for 5 more minutes. That one is, I'm not going to focus on that one because there's not much there. There's not much shear. Not seeing any definitive rotation there, and I'm not overly concerned with that. It looks like it's beginning to wane. What I am going to be looking at, actually, let's slide over here to Bradley County. Ooh, southern Bradley County. Look at you. Okay, couple of spots here and here. That black, I typically think of a nice fat hail core when I see black like that. Well, look at there. There's the hail core. Right here and right here, south of Cleveland. I'm going to click on that. It's going to say 100% chance of hail. 2 inches in diameter. 2 inches in diameter. 1.5 inch hail in diameter. All right? So hail, wind, that is the big deal with these. You can see we have, what's that flood warning? Flash flood warning for Hamilton County. Do me a favor, see if the text of that flood warning and just give me like a couple of highlights from that. Okay. Excuse me, guys.
Let me find it again.
Got Audrey Shirley in here helping out, doing an amazing job of keeping things posted. So we go back to the reflectivity. Now, the big question is, and I'm guessing we don't have any circulation, rotation, and I'm not seeing anything that scares me with rotation. What I am seeing is hail and wind, and all of that is headed toward Athens and McMinn County. All of that is headed south. It's going to stay south of Cleveland, but we are going to go to a few spots. Camp Ocoee, oh, we love riding the banana boat. Oh, it's nice out there, Camp Ocoee. It's fantastic. But not today. Not today. You can see that hail producing, let's click on the lightning producing, torrential flooding, rain producing storm moving toward Camp Ocoee. Nothing indicating any rotation or tornadic activity, but hail, rain, lightning, all an absolute mess. Okay, now let's go to the one to the north. Ooh, look at that light show. Good night. Athens, this is coming for you. But again, no rotation with this. Look how this is. Look at these two areas. And both of these are likely producing hail. But check it out. They just merged together. And taking aim right on, well, maybe south of Athens. That might hit south of Athens. That might move toward Inglewood, clipping Athens. So Athens, Inglewood, Etowah, be on the lookout. The weather's only going to get worse for you over the next 15, 20, 30 minutes. All right? Let's go to the storm west of Chattanooga. Dunlap, I'm coming back up to that one in just a second. Then we'll go back down into North Georgia, Lafayette. Oh, my goodness. Look at the lightning going into Lafayette. Just unbelievable. Okay, severe thunderstorm warning for Hamilton County until 11:15, 45 more minutes.
There aren't any new details about the possible warning, but it is for Bledsoe and Hamilton area and Meigs.
Hailing in Jasper. Thank you, April, for that. Thank you, Audrey. Let's flip on this. Hailing in Asheville. Let's in Jasper. Okay, so I don't see a hail core there. Okay, we do have a tornado warning up in Grootly-Lager. Tornado warning for Grootly-Lager until 9:30. Oh, I think they just I think they just specialize that one. That's not happening. That's because of all of those storms earlier. Okay. So now all of those storms are moving into Dunlap, and it is a light show and rain in Dunlap. An absolute mess, but it's rain. Are we getting hail? Maybe a little bit of hail, not a hail core, but you're likely getting hail, and you are likely getting quite a bit of wind with that also. So hail and wind most likely with that one. Okay, now let's go down to the one as promised by Chattanooga. Again, severe thunderstorm warning, Hamilton County, Marion County, until 11:15, 10:15 Central Time. You're dealing with a 4.5 tornado index, 100% chance of 2-inch in diameter hail. Look at that. That is crazy stuff coming your way. But the good news, no tornado. That's what we like, no tornado. So we are very thankful for that. Okay, looking at this, we do have a couple of tornadoes. Look, a confirmed tornado over Huntsville. So if you have friends in Huntsville, give them a call. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because it's not our viewing area. But again, all of this is headed our way. And all of the ingredients are there. All of the things we check are there for a tornado right here moving through Huntsville to the east. And that is a confirmed tornado on the ground in Huntsville. So all of that's moving east. You can still see a lot of storminess that's going to continue to slide on through. And this will likely preempt most, if not all, of our 11 p.m. news. I'm not the one who calls that. I'm just saying it is what it is, what it is, okay? So look to the west right here. And that is where we are likely seeing just torrential rain. There's probably a little bit of hail under there. Yeah, you can see a nice little batch of hail in the history of this storm moving to the east. The question is, will that hold together long enough to bring some hail to Chattanooga? One thing we can do is we can check out the future scan. We're going to do future scan. We haven't done that in a while. This takes the current radar image, projects it out 1 hour, but it is based on the current radar image. It changes every radar sweep. So with this radar sweep, and I'll do this a few times, and you can look at the timestamp up here, pick your favorite city, and follow along, and we'll do this with a few of these storms. So the one over Ladd's moving toward Chattanooga, moving into Chattanooga, East Ridge, by about 11 o'clock. Chickamauga, you can see the storm over Shiloh moving through Trenton, 10:45. Chickamauga by 11 o'clock. We'll keep going. Those storms actually merge and take aim on Ringgold and Tunnel Hill within an hour. Okay? And then more storms moving into Jasper and Kimball. So we can do the same thing a little bit further north. Let's go to this cluster of storms. And again, pick your city. We're going to go out 1 hour into the future. Let's turn off the lightning, make it a little less confusing. Okay, storms heading into McMinn County. Looks like that strongest cell is going to move south of Athens toward Etowah. That's been a hail maker. The storms over Dunlap are going to move to the southeast. Cleveland, you're probably going to get some of that. Bradley County within the next hour, moving toward Benton maybe within an hour and 15 minutes. Got a nice little cluster of cells moving through Rossville into Ringgold in an hour. So still a very active weather pattern for at least the next hour.
Rotation west of Center Post in Georgia. I'm not quite sure where.
Can you give me county?
It doesn't say.
Yeah, I don't. Okay, so let's see.
But there's definitely been hail within Dade County.
Okay, and the only hail core I see got one right here, and that's with the nasty system moving toward Camp Ocoee. So there is hail with this system, and you can see where the hail has been falling out. So Camp Ocoee is getting really nasty for you. You've got the lightning on there also. Back into Cleveland, you're on the back side of this storm, but again, you've got a lot of nastiness to the northwest that's headed your way. Nothing going on. Take a breath in Ooltewah, Collegedale, Appleton, Chattanooga. Here it comes. Get ready.
Special weather statement for Murray and Whitfield.
Okay.
Just 40 to 50 mile an hour winds, any sized hail, and then heavy lightning and rain.
Okay, so for Chatsworth, Murray and Whitfield County, thank you, Audrey. We've got a special weather statement that is for the expectation of 40 mile per hour wind gusts and small hail. That's what you'll need to look out for. Dalton over into Chatsworth. No rotation, but definitely some gusty winds. The reason it's not a severe thunderstorm warning is because the wind speeds have to be upwards, I'm going to say 60 miles per hour, and the hail is not big enough to trigger a severe thunderstorm warning, but it's something you still need to know about, something that can still knock some tree limbs down, so special weather statement for you in Chatsworth. In Lafayette, full-on severe thunderstorm warning until 11:15, and you can see why. Look at that lightning, that torrential rain, all of this south of Lafayette. If you live in Lafayette or southward, tell me about the light show that is going on right now. It's all lightning, it's all rain. Not seeing any rotation at all. I'm not seeing anything. Let me see if I can. Little bit of shear, nothing major. No hail core, but we've had a little bit of hail falling out of this storm just to the south of Lafayette. So, and notice the tornado warning is now expired. That's great news. We like that. Still waiting to hear if we had, and I'm going to click, okay, so look at this. This is what I'm talking about. And Audrey, this is, so check this out. This is a tornado debris swath. This is a history of where
The damages.
we had, stuff getting picked up and thrown around by a tornado. Along Flaherty Road, State Route 157.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to...
Perfect. I specified Flaherty Road online too. When that was happening, that was a while ago, but.
Can you do me a favor and find this? I'm actually going to email it to you.
Okay. I don't have my email pulled up.
Actually, don't worry about it. I can. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Okay.
I'm going to save that. I just saved that image, so I want to make sure that we have that for future. But folks, that is where the tornado touched down. So again, just lift up a quick prayer for the folks. I don't know how strong it was. I don't know what kind of damage, but there was apparently some debris that was picked up off the ground in this area and picked up by the tornado, and it's getting picked up by our weather system, picked up on radar. So yeah, that confirmed tornado did do some damage at least. And I'm sure we'll have a tornado storm report, but a definite tornado debris signature getting picked up by that. So pardon me if I'm a little more somber than I was just a minute ago, but that's something. So I'm assuming people live in those areas, right? That's Walker County. Catherine saying, in Cleveland, random bits of rain with small specks of hail. All right, love it. That's descriptive. just west of Chattanooga. Don't know that we're getting any hail, but we have had hail in the history of this storm. We have absolutely had hail in the history of this storm. And so it's still falling out as this is moving toward Chattanooga. And so the two things we're going to be watching for as this moves into Chattanooga, it's already getting really heavy rain, but the rain is even heavier to the west, if you can believe that, along with really strong wind and crazy, crazy lightning. That's not the craziest lightning, but that's certainly enough of it, isn't it? Okay, also notice all of the hail reports that are starting to come in. So golf ball size hail and rising fawn. We talked about that flurry. We talked about that flurry of, do me a favor, tell Shay that I'm live on Facebook,
okay,
and I can't do the script.
Okay.
That flurry of hail over rising fawn, well, there you go. Here's the official firsthand report of somebody calling it in. Golf ball size hail at mile marker 4 on I-59, right? We can click on some other ones, and a report of 1 inch in diameter, quarter-sized hail. 1.5 inch hail reported near Daniel Trace Drive off South Sunset. And then golf ball size hail, mile marker 4 on I-59. So that hail has been a big component with this. And if you're in Lafayette, oh my heavens. Whew, goodness. Nathan saying had 1/4 inch hail for a few minutes on South Burnt Mill Road. Has stopped now, just rain and a light show now. All right, let me know what you guys are seeing. This is good stuff. People want to know. Annette saying we've got hail in Lafayette. I have no doubt. Annette, no doubt. Hailing in Lafayette. Thank you, Summer, for that. Lafayette, you're getting everything. You've got hail, lightning, crazy rain. A lot of that's starting to move into Dalton. If you're in Dalton, I know it's a light show. I know you're getting heavy rain. South of Dalton, maybe some hail. Not seeing it getting picked up yet, but let me know if you're getting hail in Dalton, what the wind is like, what the rain is like. Small hail in Lafayette on Foster Mill. Is there a watch or a warning in Marion County? In Marion, there is still a bit of a severe thunderstorm warning, but this is the thunderstorm in Marion County that prompted that warning, and it is now east of you. So if you're in Marion County, that severe thunderstorm warning no longer applies to you. You may get another one tonight, probably will, but this one is now moving toward Chattanooga. Bridgeport, lots of hail report in Bridgeport, 1 inch in diameter, 1.5 inch in diameter here, 1.5 inches in diameter. That's big hail, guys. That is big hail. And there in near Orm or Ormy, Tennessee. I'm not 100% sure which that is. Okay, so for Chattanooga, severe thunderstorm warning. Here it comes. Let's zoom into Chattanooga, East Ridge. Oh, that heavy rain, that torrential rain is just falling like crazy. Now notice it's lightning, but not. We've seen worse lightning. Are we getting hail with this? It looks like maybe that hail started to fall. No, there it is. Okay, that's what I was looking. Just got the latest hail updated image, and we're still getting hail with this storm. It's a BTI of 4.2 on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 inch in diameter hail falling out of this, moving to the east at 26 miles per hour. So this is moving right into Chattanooga, Tennessee, East Ridge, Rossville. No sign of any rotation with this at all. A little bit of weak shear right here. A little bit. I'm not seeing anything of concern in terms of a tornado. I think, honestly, hail and wind and lightning and rain will be the biggest threats that you will see out of this storm in Chattanooga, East Ridge, Rossville, even down into Fort O. Jennifer says lightning in Center Post, Walker County looked like fire in the sky. Lightning in Chatsworth now. Chatsworth, special weather statement for you. Lightning is crazy in Noble, close to the Lafayette Walmart, and getting hail in Athens. Let's go out, and we're going to check out our friends in Athens. And notice we've had, what is that? Rainfall measured, let's see, 4.3 inches of rain. 4.3 inches of rain. That is insane.
Tornado warning for Franklin and Jackson.
Okay, another tornado warning for Jackson? Okay, this is a confirmed tornado. Okay, and here it is. This is the one that was moving through Huntsville, that confirmed tornado warning, moving into Jackson County once again. So let's see what we have. This is a confirmed tornado, and I can tell you right now, the radar, there's the notch that we're looking for. So once again, I'll draw my little arrow. Gurley is right on the line, so this is our viewing area, Jackson County. So here we go. There's the notch. Let's see what kind of shear we're looking at. There's the strong shear. And here also we have the velocity. So this is not crossed over. I'm going to tell you, if you live in Gurley, if you live in Pleasant Groves, Woodville, or any parts in between, go to your safe place. We're going to come back to this. Go to your safe place. And Audrey, if you'll remind me, looking at that,
Yes.
to go back to that in about 5 minutes. I'm going to zoom in on it. It is moving right along State Route, is that 72 or 2? 72, I think. Moving right through Gurley, okay? So if you're in Gurley, which is just to the west of, there it is, just to the west of the Jackson County line, but some folks in Gurley, I know, get us. Be in your safe place right now. Pleasant Grove, be in your safe place. This is a confirmed tornado on the ground, still showing rotation, still showing good strong wind shear. Yeah, showing lots of hail falling out of it. Don't see a hail core with it, but you can see the hail that has been falling with this storm also. Yeah, that is a good, so we'll keep an eye on that. All right, so we're watching that. We're going to come back to that when it gets a little closer to Jackson County. But again, if you're just in Gurley or even any of the areas I mentioned a moment ago, go to your safe spot immediately. That is a confirmed tornado on the ground. Another tornado warning. Okay, here's a tornado warning, including Dalton and Chatsworth and Eaton and Crandall. Now, this was just a special weather statement just a moment ago. So a tornado warning. Actually curious to see what we have. I'm going to read you the text directly of that, because that one surprises me a little bit. Tornado warning, hail inch in diameter. Okay, west central Gilmer, Murray County, southeastern Whitfield until 11:15. Again, careful verbiage here. It's not a tornado. It's a thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado, located near Tilton or near Dalton, moving east at 35 miles per hour. So near Dalton, and here we have a skit, so 90% chance of hail, moving east at 26 miles per hour. It will be approaching these areas within the next 30 minutes. Notice, what we're not saying is a tornado. I'm not saying a tornado will be approaching these areas in the next 30 minutes. I'm saying the storm capable of producing a tornado will be in these areas in the next 30 minutes. So we're watching this very, very carefully. So let's go through. I'm going to take the lightning off so we can see a little more clearly. You know you're getting lightning. You know you're getting rain. I'm seeing some shear right here. Let me click off of this, see if we have anything else underneath there. Nothing crazy. Okay, that is not the red that we're looking for. That's the tornado warning underneath the rain. So I'm not seeing anything major that's alerting me that there is anything. I want to watch right here. We'll watch and see if that takes a little better shape. I don't see, I'm not seeing anything crazy. We'll keep watching that. There's not a tornado on the ground. I feel comfortable saying that. Maybe some broad rotation. We'll see if that tightens up a little bit. Where we have, and I'm going to look at our TDS swath specifically, a couple of places. Okay, look here. So we have a couple of places where we have had debris picked up and deposited. One is right here in northern Jackson County. Now notice we had a lot of hail here. I don't know that we ever approached official tornado status with this, but now you can tell pretty clearly that there was debris that was picked up most likely by a weak tornado on the ground and deposited that debris in the air. Here's another place just south of High Top, right? And we can go back and see when that took place. So that was, and that's close to the radar, but that doesn't look like, yeah, I don't think that's, that one might be clutter from the radial of the radar. That is not. And then we're going to go to the confirmed tornado that's approaching Gurley right now. And I don't see where there is any evidence, at least not right now, where that confirmed tornado has produced a debris swath. So that's good news. But we're still looking at a nice hook echo, strong shear, and some nice gate-to-gate shear. So if there is a tornado on the ground, this moving into Gurley is where it would be. So if you're in Gurley, or if you are along 72, moving into, let's say, Paint Rock, between Paint Rock and Garth, there is likely a tornado on the ground moving through McMullen Cove, moving into Gurley, moving toward Garth and Paint Rock. Go to your safe places now. Be aware and go to your safe places now. This is a confirmed tornado, and we're looking at what we were looking at before when we did have debris that was detected indicating definitely a tornado on the ground. What we're looking at now is a very similar scenario to what we had then. So please, please, please be aware. There's a lot of hail to the north up here that we've seen with this. You can see that nice notch right here. And we'll circle the area that we're, this is the general area where the tornado would be. And you can see we have strong wind shear within that. Also looking at some pretty strong shear up here as well. That's pretty crazy. Let's see a couple of things. Yeah, oof, man, there's your hail core up there. Look at that. I'm surprised it's not giving me a hail core signature there, but it's there. There's hail there, and you can tell that's the hail swath.
Rotation going through South Dalton and crossed I-75.
Okay, and what is that from?
Over southern Walker County. This is from the National Weather Service.
Okay, let me click off of this and clear. Okay, let's go back up. Yep, look at that. Okay, so we've got some rotation picked up. Couple of areas to look at here, right here. Okay, this is south of Lafayette. Not in the tornado warning. We're also looking south of Dalton. Let's see what we're dealing with. So this still, maybe some broad rotation here. This is the area I'm more concerned about, quite frankly. This is... okay, I'm gonna take this icon off, and we're just gonna look at it and pure. So that's what we're looking at. Okay, so we have strong shear. I'm gonna draw my circle. Okay, that tornado warning is just issued for the one that we're talking about. Strong wind shear right there. There is your gate-to-gate shear. And there is the notch. So this is exactly what we've been seeing with all of the others. This, I'm going to say, if it holds true to what the others, is likely a tornado. Not definitely, but it is likely a tornado on the ground near Suttles Mill, East Armuchee. Go to your safe place. You can see the hail core to the north over in Villanelle. If you are in along South Dix Creek Road, Concord Road, Pocket Road, State Route 136, East Armuchee, please go to your safe place. This is likely, everything's stacking up that this would be a tornado. If you can, we're gonna, it looks like it's moving a little bit to the east-northeast. I'm gonna click on that and read it for you. To the north of that system, you're looking at hail 3/4 of an inch in diameter. And it says a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado. This is looking just like the ones that have been confirmed. So I'm going to be curious to see if this does become a confirmed tornado. We're going to treat it like it is because I'm seeing everything lining up. So this is moving to the east at 35 miles per hour. You can see now over East Armuchee. We're going to click off of that, clear, and click on our velocity product. It looks like it is right over Suttles Mill. Little good news, we've lost a little bit of punch with our wind shear, but that doesn't mean that it's out of the woods. That just means that one frame, it's not as defined. But we're still looking at some pretty good gate-to-gate shear right here. We're still looking at a nice little notch right here. So if you are in any of these areas, please go to your safe space. Suttles Mill, East Armuchee, Villanelle, which is likely getting some good solid hail right now. Please be aware.
The hook is starting to form near Athens.
Okay.
They issued a tornado warning for Franklin and Jackson.
Okay, another tornado warning. So I'm going to issue that once again, and that tornado warning now in effect Dalton up into Chatsworth, and that is for this storm. Okay, so now we've got this one. It's a 4 out of 10 on the scale. Let's click through our things. It's not as well defined. It's not as well defined. I'm not seeing as much there as I am here. Okay, I'm going to look right here and see if that may be a little something forming. I'm just not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. It'll be right in this area south of Dalton. So what I'm going to say out of respect for this tornado warning is if you're in Dalton, Cedar Ridge, Keith's Mill, Union Point, Spring Place, even over into Chatsworth, this is in effect until 11:15. Go to your safe place. Go to your safe place. Now, I'm going to zoom out and to the west, so we're dealing with two areas. This is one. This is the better defined area, the one I'm most concerned about. I am concerned about this one, though. Doesn't look as definitive, but this one looks fairly definitive. This one, go to your safe space in that one as well. Now we're going to slide back over into, let me get my reflectivity going. Okay, and that confirmed tornado now is beginning to slide into Jackson County until 10:15, so this is in effect for 20 more minutes, and I'm seeing a nice little hook here. Nice little hail band to the north. And if you're in Pleasant Grove, Woodville, this is a confirmed tornado. It is moving to the east, and you will want to east a little bit to the southeast, I'll say. But Pleasant Grove, Woodville, get to your safe place now. If you are along State Route 65, Garth, Paint Rock, get to your safe place now. Lowest, most inside part of your home. This is moving basically right along 72, Lee Highway. Still looking at some pretty decent shear. If there is a tornado, this is where it would be. We're going to click on our, see if we can get some rotation out of that. So we do have strong rotation in the area, and a couple got all that good strong hail to the north. So all of those areas, again, please, please, please go to your safe place. All right, and for those of you just joining us, welcome on Local 3. We are going to, in lieu of our 11 p.m. show, my understanding is we will continue to obviously broadcast this live as we are covered with severe thunderstorm warnings, tornado warnings as well, even confirmed tornadoes. We're going to go to this one south of Lafayette. You can see the tornado warning in effect for Walker County until 11:15, Whitfield County until 11:15, and you can see moving through Chickamauga, I'll just touch on that. That is a nice cell producing heavy wind and rain and possibly some hail, but this is where we likely have a tornado that is I'm going to say probably. It's meeting a lot of the criteria of the confirmed tornadoes that we've seen. You see the hail to the north. You see the notch in the rainfall. We call that a hook echo. You see the strong wind shear. I'm looking for, you've got every classic sign of a tornado on the ground. So this is southeast of Lafayette. If you're in Lafayette, breathe easy, at least from this. It's moving to the east. Now some areas that do not need to breathe easy. If you are, now this is moving right across South Dix Creek Road, East Armuchee, Villanelle, it's moving right in between you, more toward East Armuchee, so I hope you're in your safe place. If not, get there now. It might be too late, but get there now. Pocket Road, State Route 136, anybody living in those areas, go to your safe place. See if we can get a little more zoomed in. So this is where we would be seeing if there is a tornado on the ground. This is likely where it is, okay? I'm going to see if we have any indication that we're getting some debris from this. I don't have that yet, but we'll keep an eye out for that also. Again, this is moving to the east, and now we're starting to see, this is a much more defined, southeast of Dalton. We're watching that one too. And so now we do have some green, we have a little bit of red, so I'm going to circle this area and we're going to see what else we have that might stack up with that like we were stacking up here, okay? Okay, so notice the shear rate is much higher here than here. So we'll watch for that to increase. Okay, notice how we have a nice little notch right here. I'm not necessarily seeing that. We may, that might be where we're seeing a little bit of rotation in the radar, but I'm not sold on that yet. It's an overall better pattern here, but we do have some indications here, especially with this red and green together, where we have the velocities going to and away from the radar showing rotation basically right here, and it just moved to the east one, moving toward Airport Road. So now we're talking Keith's Mill. Boy, if you are in Spring Place, Chatsworth, make sure that you are in your safe place. Airport Road, be in your safe place. This is the general area that we're talking about. The shear still is not as high. And I'm not seeing any, might be seeing some hail up here. No, I'm really not even seeing much in the way of hail getting picked up, but you're probably getting some. Nice little batch of hail, likely right here, embedded in this line. And we're going to go back to the one in Jackson County in just a second. But again, now moving through Villanelle, East Armuchee, we're watching that moving eastward. Pocket Road, State Route 136. All of these areas, wow, definitely under the gun.
And Cherokee County is also under a thunderstorm.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and now we're looking at the tornado warning, the confirmed tornado warning. Let's start with that one. And then we'll head up here to this tornado warning, which again, that one, I thought that expired actually, 10:45. No, that's a fairly new one. Okay, we'll touch on that in a minute. Right now there's nothing in there that I am overly concerned with. So we'll touch on that in a minute. Let's go down to this one because this one's holding together pretty good. This is now full on in Jackson County. And you can still see that nice hook in the radar, which tells me that this confirmed tornado, let's see if we have a tornado swath with this yet. Yeah, okay, so there is debris that's been picked up by the tornado just west of Gurley. So this is on the ground. This is on the ground, a tornado moving through Jackson County through Gurley, okay? So let's focus in on the areas in the way of this. We're looking at this being the general area of concern. And we're going to click on a few things. You can see the greens and the reds, meaning that we do have some rotation there and some pretty high levels of wind shear around it. So if you are in Pleasant Groves, if you are in Woodville, if you are in Aspel, then you hopefully are in your safe place. You need to get there now. I am actually going to extend this outside of this confirmed tornado warning in effect until 10:15 Central, another 13 minutes. I'm going to even say if you're in Hollywood, Scottsboro, you keep an eye on this. You may be having a tornado warning issued for your area very shortly if this, okay, well, there it goes. As soon as I said that, it pops up. So, yeah. So Hollywood, Scottsboro, this may hold together long enough to get to you. So I'm going to say, and that's in effect until 10:45. So what I want you to do, if you're in Scottsboro, Section, Dutton, even if you were in Pisgah, just on the line there, and I know Pisgah, you had about 15 years ago, big strong tornado moving through. This is a confirmed tornado. All of these areas need to be in your safe place, the lowest, most inside part of your substantial dwelling. If you live in an apartment complex, quickly make friends with a person on the bottom floor and get there as quickly as you can, okay? This is a confirmed tornado. This is debris that was picked up by this tornado and deposited and blown in the air. The radar picked it up and shows it as a tornado debris swath. So this is a tornado that is on the ground. I'm going to see if we have the tornado warning, see if we've had, okay, so here in southern Walker County, you can see where we have that confirmed tornado and debris falling out of that. So let's see if we have any more. And we may see that picked up, we may see that displayed shortly from what looks to be, or looked at least to be, a confirmed, or not, it's not confirmed, excuse me, a radar indicated tornado moving through parts of Whitfield County and Walker County. So I still see a pretty good notch here. And you can see the flood warnings in effect. Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Flooding is going to be a big issue. To clear up the screen a little bit, I'm going to get rid of all of our flood watches and warnings. We're just going to take those off because our main concern right now is the, and Audrey is posting those, so I'm just not going to show them. It's not our concern right now. So notice we still have the notch in the radar. I'm looking for shear, strong shear, a little bit of strong shear, a little bit. Still not as impressive with this one. And then I am seeing a couple of areas, and I'll circle them for you. Right here I'll be watching, and right here I'll be watching, okay? Okay, so those are the areas that I'm looking at, and by no mere coincidence, that is close to where we have the skits, these arrows that can tell us a little bit. The tornado index for this one is a 7.3 out of 10, moving east at 28 miles per hour. If you were in any of these areas, go to your safe place right now. Go to your safe place right now. This is not a confirmed tornado, but there is absolute rotation in that one, in this one, and absolutely hail in this one. All right? So please be aware of that. With this one, and I'm going to take the circles off because it moved. Definitely hail, inch in diameter, and if you're in any of these areas, go to your safe place and stay there for the next 30 minutes until the tornado warning is over. It says it's over in 15 minutes. If it's stay at least 15 minutes, and then if they reissue it or if it's still a threat, then we'll tell you about it. Okay, I'm going to see. Hang on one second. Okay, apparently I logged myself out of Facebook somehow. Okay, there we go. And I definitely want to hear what you guys are saying. Hang on.
Definitely hail. Inch in diameter.
They said you,
And I definitely want to hear what you guys are saying.
What's that?
They said you can also pull up thunder footage right now too if you would, because they're up there right now.
Oh, I can? Okay, so I may be able to see it, but I'm not sure. Where is thunder?
Let me ask.
And there's the storm moving through Turtletown and Ducktown as well. And that one, a tornado index of 4.3, hail. It's a severe thunderstorm warning. And these are the areas impacted with hail and gusty to damaging winds within the next 15 to 16 minutes.
They're in Walker County, or headed towards Walker County.
Okay, and we have thunder headed toward Walker County. We'll go ahead while I'm moving the map and pop that up live on Local 3 News if we can. I'm looking at what I think is our on-air screen, so I'm not sure if that's possible or not, but if it's not, that's okay. Want to take a look now. Okay, we have in the tornado warning is updated. And here we go. So now tornado warning including Scottsboro. Also a tornado warning for this storm. And we'll look at that one because I'm seeing a little bit of a notch here. You've got that notch there. So tornado warning in effect, let me click on it, until 10:45 Central for Jackson County. I'm going to come back to this one in just a second. We've been talking about that one. This is a new one, so we're going to focus on it for just a second. And let's see what we're looking at. Shear is not that impressive. Not seeing anything majorly impressive with this as of yet. So this will be a thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado. Also likely hail. Saw some hail in there as well. And I'm seeing maybe a notch trying to form, but I'm not seeing anything stacking up with that, showing me a tornado is on the ground. This one has shown all kinds of a tornado being on the ground. It's now well east of Gurley. I'll show you the tornado swath, which showed that we had tornado debris getting blown up from the air. Just imagine a fence getting blown over by a tornado, picked up and swirled around. The radar would pick that up or whatever, and it would show it as that. So that is an indication that that tornado did touch down on the ground. So there's the notch that we look for. Let's see what kind of shear. We still have some really strong shear right here. And we still have some really good rotation. So this is basically where we're talking about right here. This is the area, okay? I was off a little, you'd back it up a little bit, but that's the area. So if you were in Scottsboro, Hollywood, Aspel, yeah, go to your safe place, be there, be there. If you're in Section, Dutton, be there. Difference between a watch and a warning. A watch is usually issued for a period of hours and hours. That means that over the next 3, 6, 9 hours, a tornado, a severe thunderstorm is possible. A warning means that either radar is indicating the parameters for a severe thunderstorm or a tornado are present, or a trained spotter has seen and determines that, yes, there is a tornado on the ground. So, taco watch, you have all the ingredients laid out on a table. A taco warning means you got a taco in your hand, if you've seen the meme. Scottsboro, Hollywood, Dutton. I'm going to do a future scan with this, and I don't know how well it's going to do with the tornado. I'm kind of curious with this. Okay, so this is showing clearly the circulation. So let's go through. Moving east, it's still holding, it's trying to hold that circulation together pretty well, even moving through Scottsboro. If it does move into Scottsboro, we're talking about 11:20 to 11:30. If it holds together, you could be seeing a weak tornado. I'm not even going to say weak tornado. I'm going to say you could be seeing a tornado in Scottsboro by 11:20 to 11:30. Now, I'll caution you by saying that this updates and changes a little bit and alters with every single radar sweep. So I'm going to keep an eye on that, but just that's a good heads up for go to your safe place in Scottsboro, Alabama. Hollywood, Dutton, Section, Pisgah. I'm going to go all the way out to Pisgah and see if it, through Scottsboro, yeah, Pisgah, 11:56. Now, I'm not sure that's going to hold together that long, but that's why I'm telling you, go to your safe place, be on the safe side, and you will be faring much better. I want to see if I'm seeing anything with this one in effect until 10:45 Central.
Okay, it says urgent. The tornado warned storm is re-entering Madison County along Highway 72 corridor.
Okay, that's not our viewing area either.
Okay.
That's fine. Okay, so I'm looking at this tornado warning. That's in effect until, let me see if I'm seeing anything. No. I'm still not seeing anything worthy of a tornado warning for this one, which is really strange. Not seeing any hail, no hail swath. I'm trying to understand this tornado warning, and I'm not understanding it right now. I'm not even seeing any lightning with that. Maybe a notch right there. Let me zoom in and see if I can pick up anything that would give me reason to be worried about that over other areas. No, no, no. I'm not going to focus too much on that one. In Whitwell, I want you to be careful. Moving through the Sequatchie Valley, these areas in the next 15 minutes, hail, 1 inch in diameter, gusty winds, no warning for you, but still, it's going to be a mess. Okay? Let's come down to our tornado warnings in Whitfield County, where things were improving last we looked. We did likely have a tornado on the ground, but it looks just at the radar like it might be fizzling out. And yes, the shear is not looking as strong. Let's see how long that's been. Yeah, okay, so not quite as strong.
Power outages in Scottsboro.
Okay, I'm actually gonna. So we do still have some shear and some reds and greens. I'm not overly concerned with that. Okay, this one, well, take a look at this, just to the west. No tornado warning with this, but that's a lot of red, that's a lot of green. Northeast of Lafayette and southwest of Tunnel Hill. And we're seeing some shear there. I would not be surprised if this was tornado warned very shortly. We're going to keep an eye on that. Let's see, we've got a 5.2 out of 10. Hail producer moving east at 26 miles per hour. That's a pretty nasty one. That's one where I would say if you're in Tunnel Hill, if you're in Dalton, I would probably want to go ahead and either go to your safe place or be prepared to. Again, this is not a tornado warned storm right now, but I'm looking at this and that's, let's see on the reflectivity. So the shear isn't strong. What I would do, okay, we're starting to see the shear maybe picking up a little bit. Yeah, I would if you're in these areas. I'm going to say Trickham, Mount Vernon, Tunnel Hill. I would, just to be on the safe side, go to your safe place. You don't even have a tornado warning with this yet, but I think there is enough there for me to be concerned that it might grow and it might get a little tighter and a little more organized. Couple of wind storm reports. Tree down on a structure west Broadacre Road in Varnell, and just to the southwest, a tree down in Reed Pond Road and Poplar Springs Road. That's in Rocky Face. So those are a couple of wind wind damage advisories. So again, I'm going to watch this, and we'll see if they pop up a tornado, if they tornado warn this. But Tunnel Hill to Dalton, just to be on the safe side, you are at the very least going to get a lot of rain, lightning, wind, and hail from this system. And with the evidence of a little bit of rotation, I would be in my safe place or at least be ready to go to it in the event you get a tornado warning. Okay, good news. There is no tornado warning in North Georgia anymore. They've been allowed to expire. That is a sigh of relief. Now, with that said, we did have most likely, I won't say most likely, we possibly had a tornado touching down. We'll see if that confirms out. And did that just pop up? Yeah, that's okay. Until midnight. Now we have, as soon as I breathe that sigh of relief, there we go. Okay, so tornado warning until midnight, and it's including, look at that, we had like one frame, and then there they go with the tornado warning. So there's still some concern there. They still don't have this area under a tornado warning, but they do have this entire area under a tornado warning. Dalton is getting hail in Dalton, no doubt. Does not surprise me at all. If you're in Dalton, what is the wind like? Just got a notice in Dalton, I'm sure you did. You're well, in Dalton, you're not under. It's probably just for Whitfield County in general. Dalton, you're not officially in the tornado warning. The concern for Dalton is going to be this storm to your west heading your way. South, this one is not looking impressive at all. It's a 4.6 out of 10. It's a hail producer, and when I say not impressive, I'm talking about in terms of producing tornadoes. So we're going to come back to those in just a second. They have finally allowed, we're going to come back to this one. It looks like the one in Alabama is moving closer to Scottsboro. Notice the tornado warning for northern Jackson County allowed to expire. This one I'm not concerned about. It's moving into Dade County under a severe thunderstorm warning. So let's zoom back in, and my goodness, that is holding together. That is holding together, isn't it? Let's see if we have just showing west of Gurley. And heavens, there's another tornado warning just to the west of that one. Okay, but this is the one we're concerned about. Let's see how organized this is. Incredibly well-defined hook echo right here. And so we're going to draw our little arrow, depicting a little rotation, see if we stack up. Definitely getting areas of shear, like a whole broad area of shear right under this icon. And yep, there are our greens and our reds together. So this is it. Scottsboro, I told you earlier, go to your safe place. Let me know you are there. If anybody is in your safe place and on your phone in Scottsboro, let me know what is going on. If you live where this tornado was, let me know what's going on. And I'm saying tornado simply because this system came from a confirmed tornado to the, okay, there you go. Now it's purple, and that means it's a confirmed tornado. So I feel that is a tornado on the ground. We're going to stay with it. Audrey, make sure you're watching. If there's another tornado warning, let me know. But otherwise, I'm going to stick with this one because this is moving right towards Scottsboro.
Okay.
You can see plenty of hail just to the north of this. I'm going to zoom in close, close, close. So this is moving through right now Limrock, Larkinsville, County Road 11, north of Aspel, Scottsboro. Torrential rain right now, really nasty stuff. But it's going to get worse if this holds together. And we were talking about this with our future scan a minute ago. Right around 11:20 is when we were thinking that that would be moving through your area, and it's pretty much on that time right now. Okay, and hold on just a second. See if somebody has a bottle. Okay. Thank you, Audrey. Appreciate it. Okay, so we're gonna focus in hard on, and I understand we have Jeremiah heading to Walker County where we have that tornado moving in. So we will go to her in just a minute. We are not going to take our eyes off of this confirmed tornado that is moving toward, and you can see it right here. I'm going to clear all of my stuff off. This is where it is, moving through Larkinsville. All of these areas, I hope you are in your safe space. This is a confirmed tornado on the ground. This, you could consider this one a long track tornado. This started in Huntsville. And I'll go through the history of this. Take a look. This is, right? Look how long this is held together. This developed over Huntsville. And look how long it's just held together and moved to the southeast. And now here we are, and it's moving into Scottsboro, Alabama. And Henniger, keep your eyes open. No reason that I would say that this won't get to you. But Scottsboro, Hollywood, Dutton section, I'm hoping that Pleasant Groves, Aspel, you're in your safe place. Larkinsville, I'm hoping you are in your safe place. While we're doing this, I am still keeping a close eye on other areas. Dalton, I'm looking at that tornado warning. There's still nothing that is causing major worry for me there yet, but we are keeping an eye on that. Right now, we're just going to focus on what is a confirmed, you can tell by the purple, a confirmed tornado on the ground in Alabama. Thank you, you're the best.
Took a few tries because it was warm water, but now it's cold.
Okay. I do want to, yeah. Rossville is crazy right now. Thank you for that, Ashley. Okay, so I'm warning it. We're going to come back to this. We have so much weather going on right now. That is a confirmed tornado. We are not leaving that. I'm going to keep that on the screen for just a second. If you're in Jackson County, don't worry about this tornado, and don't worry about this tornado warning. This one expires at 10:45, but it's because of these storms to the east, and they're already in Trenton, which is just lighting up the sky. You can see the crazy lightning with the tornadic storm moving into Scottsboro, just west of Scottsboro, Alabama. Severe thunderstorm warning for Trenton. You can see the hail that's been falling throughout the night. Severe thunderstorm moving toward Dalton. Hail and damaging winds associated with that. And then we have the tornado warning. Let me clear that lightning off. You know it's lightning like crazy. And then a tornado warning with, I'm going to see if there's any reason to, there's not really a reason to do a deep dive. I'm watching right here, and I'm watching right here, and I'm also still watching right here. That's you're not going to, where, and they're talking to me in my IFB, so I'm going to talk closed circuit to the control room. Where is thunder? Yeah, tell me where thunder is when you're telling me about it. Okay, is that where the tornado was? Okay, so I think Jeremiah is in thunder right now. And we did have, let me see, before we go to Jeremiah, if I can pull up. Okay, so this is where we had a tornado. That is the debris signature, where debris was picked up by that tornado and thrown into the air. And I believe Jeremiah is in that vicinity right now in thunder. And Jeremiah, while we focus back in on the tornado in Scottsboro, this is a confirmed tornado. We're going to go to you for just a second and let us know what you're seeing there.
Yes, David, we're headed south on I-59, right past Trenton, Georgia. I'm going to let you all take a look outside right now. The rain is really coming down. We've had to drive very carefully. I've seen some drivers even turn on their hazards just to make sure other drivers see them. But we've heard, I mean, you can hear it right now. The rain is pouring down. The best thing for everyone is just know who to call, where to go, and what to do when the storms pass. I did speak with Amy Maxwell, with the Hamilton County Emergency Management, about just making sure you have your communication phones on, notifications turned on, flashlights and batteries. As you all can see, it's really active, jam-packed right now in conditions. We're actually having to pull off to the side of the road just so we can get our bearings. But if you're definitely traveling out and about right now, you definitely want to be careful. But conditions are very active right now at the moment. Reporting live from Thunder, I'm going to toss it back to you, David.
Yeah, Jeremiah, that rain is absolutely crazy. Please be careful. There is a lot of ponding on the roads. Yes. I've had a lot of reports of the rain just being as insane as what you're showing out there. So thank you very much for that report. All right, I want to go back to our tornado, and this is a tornado on the ground. And Scottsboro, man, I love that town. This is a great town. This is staying pretty well organized, moving into Scottsboro right now. So Scottsboro, guys, say a prayer and hope that this is not going to be rough for them, but it is not looking good, to be honest with you. This is a confirmed tornado on the ground. I'm still seeing some really strong shear in this area. Still seeing some nice reds and greens. And that tornado warning, yeah. So it's a 6.4 out of 10. These are the areas in the next 20 minutes that it'll be moving through as it moves to the east. And I'm going to say east-southeast a little bit at 26 miles per hour. And if you live in Scottsboro, I would encourage you, just if you're not in your safe place now, please go to it immediately, okay? Definitely take shelter now. Shani says Scottsboro being hit by tornado now. Take shelter. Varnell, calm wind but heavy rain, lightning, and thunder. Let me see here.
Some greens and
Okay. Okay, so once again, I'm doing some reading while we're talking, so I appreciate y'all's patience with that. I'm going to go to Huntsville and get information from them for just a second. So this tornado warning in effect is as this confirmed tornado moving into Jackson, Alabama, or moving through Jackson County. 10:45 is when that expires, but the big deal is this potentially still tornado. This is Scottsboro, and we're still looking at some really strong areas of shear, still looking at some strong gate-to-gate, and we're still looking at a really strong hook echo, a really strong notch. All of this is indicative and stacks up with a potential tornado. Jeffrey from the National Weather Service just put out that the TDS, the signature for a tornado, has weakened a bit on the Jackson County storm. I'm saying if you're in Hollywood, Pisgah, Dutton, Scottsboro section, stay in your safe place. Just stay there another 15 minutes, and that would be a good thing to do. Okay? I'm going to see if our TDS signature, okay, now notice here's another one. So debris picked up here in Gurley, and debris, so this was a tornado on the ground west of Scottsboro, in between Aspel and Lim Rock. This is where we had debris picked up and deposited, and so that was just west of Scottsboro, and now we have that same storm right here moving through Scottsboro.
I'll go ahead and post that one too.
Thank you. So that is kind of the big thing in town. I'm going to keep an eye on that. Nothing has changed with it. It's still the most serious thing on our board right now, on the chessboard, but a couple of other things. Do notice that and I'll keep that on in Scottsboro, but do notice that the tornado warning that was south of Dalton has now been allowed to expire. They've changed it to a tornado warning for Murray County and parts of Gilmer County until midnight, and that is the same thing. So south of Chatsworth, we're not, okay, so I would say right here is our concern. That's our big deal. So let me focus in on this, because, and this is moving toward Ellijay. So if you're in Ellijay, I would go to my safe place. I would definitely go to my safe place, because we've definitely got some rotation right here. I'm going to circle this and show you my concern here. So we've got that going. We've got some strong shear in that area, and we're surrounded by rain, so we're not seeing the kind of notch that we would typically see. But with those two things, that's enough for me to say, yeah, if you're in Ellijay, you want to go to your safe place right now. And you want to be there, yeah, now. So I'm going to zoom in and see some other. If you're in Elders, go to your safe place right now. if you're in New Hope, State Route 282, Old Tales Creek Road, Legion Road, go to your safe place. I'm not guaranteeing this doesn't have all of the things stacked together, but it's got enough for me to say that there's definitely some rotation here, a little bit of strong rotation, and we need to take that seriously, especially in lieu of all of the other activity that's been going on. So the biggest game in town, and notice Chattanooga, Cleveland, Athens, smooth sailing, but notice all up in here we still have more storms that are going to be rumbling through. It's going to be an active night tonight. You can be sure of that. Okay, Dalton, severe thunderstorm warning until 12:15 for Walker. That extends over into Whitfield and Murray County. We'll go back to Scottsboro because the most other areas, it's all in North Georgia now. The tornado warning for Jackson County until 10:45, so another 10 minutes. And boy, that thing is still holding together. Look at that. Let's see if we have any other. There's the tornado debris signature just to the west. So that was definitely a tornado on the ground north of Aspel. And it's still showing really strong signs of being still organized right over Scottsboro, Alabama. Right over Scottsboro, Alabama. Okay, so if anybody has any information on Scottsboro, Alabama, I would love to know it. If or anywhere in the path of this tornado has moved. This has been a long track tornado. It has definitely touched the ground, and it has definitely done some damage. How much? Don't know.
Okay, I posted about the one near Tails Creek and Elders.
What's this one? This one needs to be weather. Okay. All right, bear with me. I'm looking at a couple of things. We're going to keep an eye on this. Scottsboro, that's the big deal right now. Okay. Trying to find the live video from here.
So tree down in Catoosa County.
Tree down in Catoosa County. Thank you. Okay, that's what I'm looking for.
Down in Catoosa County, thank you.
Okay. So again, Scottsboro. Just pray for the folks in the path of this. I mean, that's just. I'm going to do a future scan with it and see. Because, quite frankly, Future Scan, I was a little skeptical. It held it together for a long time going into Scottsboro, and I was a little skeptical that it would hold together that long. It did. So now let's see what we've got going on with it.
So strong winds west of LJ are finally starting to weaken and not seeing evidence of a tornado.
Okay.
But expecting some 70-mile-an-hour winds.
Thank you for that. Was that in,
was in the
Georgia, Peachtree? Okay, I'm gonna find that. Thank you, Audrey. Okay, so holding together through Henniger. Guys, that's Valley Head. This is just one that we're gonna have to watch maybe for a while. This is just nasty. I'm not enjoying this one at all. Not at all. Okay, so I'm continuing to watch that. Let's take a look at. Tell you what. So here is the likely area of rotation right there. That's where our shear rate is. That's where our velocity is. So real quick, and I mean, I can't beat a dead horse too much when it's, you know, people's lives and property in danger. But Sam Gant subdivision, Roseberry, Hodge, Dutton, Georgetown, you get the idea. even over into Pisgah, Morris Mill, Bowman Crossroads. If you're not going to go to your safe place now, be watching. This is definitely going to come to you in some form. My hope is that tornado weakens. This, I think you could officially call a long track tornado. This bad boy has been on the road since Huntsville. It formed just north of Huntsville and has held together very well moving eastward. It's a confirmed tornado, indicated by the purple and indicated by the fact that we have had a couple of spots, 1, 2, where we have had the tornado touching down, picking up debris, and that being depicted on the radar imagery. Meanwhile, another tornado warning with another tornado likely forming to the north of Huntsville. And strong shear, reds and greens, and looks like a very similar path to the other one. So, yeah, that's what we are dealing with right now. A little bit of good news for you in LJ, tornado warning allowed to expire. And this from the National Weather Service out of Atlanta. Strong winds west of LJ finally starting to weaken. Not seeing an evidence of a tornado. We are currently expecting 70-mile-per-hour winds with the severe thunderstorm warning for LJ, and we'll keep this going. So the tornado warning is canceled, but it's replaced with a severe thunderstorm warning. And that severe thunderstorm warning is in place for the same spot for 70-mile-per-hour winds. So, yeah. And I'm looking just to see with my own eyes. I'm not seeing any really major rotation there either. Okay. Still quiet. Still a number of thunderstorms off to our very busy off to the west. So if you're thinking, oh, can I go to bed now? Well, there's going to be more storms moving through tonight. Be aware of that. Tornado warning. We're going to go back to Scottsboro in a second. Tornado warning for this cluster, and I am, okay, for right there north of Murphy, there may be some rotation. There does look like a little rotation north of Murphy there. That's why the tornado warning, I'm not seeing that lining up as a definitive tornado on the ground. That looks more like a scenario with rotation, and that's continuing to move east. Meanwhile, look at all of that south of Chatsworth, moving toward Gilmer County. That's a lot of hail, I'm guessing. Yep, you see a little hail core right there, moving east. We'll go back now. Special weather statement for Chickamauga, Ringgold, 40-mile-per-hour winds there. And our tornado warning. We are still looking at this being the major event so far, Scottsboro. And it looks like, I'm going to click clear, it looks like the circulation has moved to the east. And, okay, areas of strong shear. Still some reds and greens together. Still a bit of a notch. Belafonte, Sam Grant, Georgetown. I want to see if Huntsville is giving us anything on this. Okay, and this was about 3 minutes ago, and I don't know where this is, but would you do me a favor, Audrey? Google where Research Park in Alabama is, and I'll say on Facebook and on air why I'm asking. So this is from the National Weather Service. A meteorologist checked in with the National Weather Service and said that he's reporting a tornado near Research Park. Is that near Scottsboro or Huntsville or?
It's near. It looks like it's near where Gurley was, but like.
Oh, near where Gurley was. Okay, well, as we zoom back out, we can show you that. Let me do the tornado swath a minute. So we can tell you, yeah, there was the tornado touching down west of Gurley, and that may be where that research park was. And then the tornado, same one, touched down again north of Aspel. And now we are dealing with that same system, that same tornado, if it's still holding together, just north of Dutton, moving into Pisgah. So now Pisgah, I hope you're in your safe place. Henniger, Sylvania, Eider, be in your safe place.
Cherokee County now has a tornado as well.
I saw that one. That's Eastern Cherokee. We talked about that one.
Okay, cool.
Eastern Cherokee County. Okay, so another tornado warning butting right up against Jackson County. So we're going to keep an eye on that as yet another another likely tornado formed north of Huntsville and is following a similar path. So this, assuming this is a tornado still on the ground, is right here. It's now east of Scottsboro. And let's see where we're dealing with. Sam Grant subdivision, so it's moving through subdivision now. Moving through Sam Grant subdivision. And zoomed in this close, I'm going to do a future scan. Future scan's done a pretty good job with this, so that's why I'm doing it. Take it out an hour. And Morris hit Morris Mill, be in your safe place. Henniger, be in your safe place. This is at 12:07. This is midnight. Now this is if this holds together, and it's held together so far pretty well. Pea Ridge Crossroad, New Home, Council Bluff, Townsend Crossroads. This is all 12:15 to 12:30. Kaolin, Hammondville, Mentone, Alabama. Mentone. Be in your safe place. Go ahead and go. This is by 12:24. So we're going to be watching all of this. And we're going to be following it as it moves. Right now it looks like still some really strong shear. Still some really good gate-to-gate right here. And this is moving over the water right now. And there's the reflectivity. Just switch to another image. And Pisgah, Henniger. Joshua, this is from oh, hang on a second. To DeKalb and Jackson. Okay, so we're no longer under the confirmed tornado warning, and now all of the areas in the path of this are officially under a tornado warning. So notice we were dealing with that earlier, and now they've expanded it, and you can see that it still has really good signature for a tornado. So that is a classic. It's called a hook echo. You can see why. And it's also a notch where you know there's rotation going on. So just to kind of repeat myself a little bit while we're looking at this, unfortunately, Morris Mill, we may be seeing it right there. Sam Grant subdivision. This general area is where we could easily be seeing a tornado on the ground. And moving toward Henniger, Elliott Crossroads, Brooks Crossroads, Central, go to your safe place immediately. Go to your safe place immediately. This is a very big deal. This is the real thing. This is the deal. This is a tornado that has touched down several times in its path. We have debris signatures showing that. Katie, this is from Huntsville. National Weather Service, large funnel cloud evident on webcams just east of downtown Huntsville. That's just now. Okay. I'm expanding out. We're kind of side-eyeing this tornado warning to see if that gets extended into Jackson County. Got some strong shear there as well, and got some reds and greens, so we'll keep an eye on that one also. Meanwhile, severe thunderstorm warnings, just ridiculous flooding rain training in Dalton, Chatsworth, Ellijay, not to mention a lot of these areas up to 70-mile-per-hour winds. And look at the hail course. This is hail falling right now in some of these spots. The hail swath, the history of hail, it's just been falling all through with these storms. So we are focused on this tornado that has been moving through Alabama, but we're also keeping focus on our North Georgia counties. We move out, and there's not a lot going on other than this severe thunderstorm warning moving through Marion County. No, Franklin, that's not even Marion yet. And this tornado warning, but that is, I'm not worried about a tornado there. And that's moving east of our viewing area. But notice, just a mess. And I'm going to click off of our storm reports and click back on and see if we get any updates there. Okay, a lot of wind damage reports. A lot of hail reports. Tree down, tree down, a tree down, lots of trees down. There's another tree down, there's hail. The tornado warning for, the tornado continues. Pisgah, Alabama now. Let me hear what you guys are saying. Let me hear what you guys are saying on Facebook. Power flickering in Rock Spring. Let me click off of that. Glad if I'm not sure if we still have our US 101 friends, WCLE, all of our radio partners. Thank you for listening and simulcasting with us here at Local 3 News. Also, you're watching on Local 3 and also on Facebook on Local 3 News, Local 3 Weather, and David Carnes 3. Power is out, says Davina, in part of Dalton. And while we're watching that, I'm going to, in just a minute, I'm sure there are power outages. We have a power outage map, but I really want to hold on. I'm going to fluctuate between the tornado warning and just watching this tornado and then these storms that continue to just rake through Dalton, Chatsworth, and Ellijay with torrential rain, flooding rain. There is a lot of flooding. Look at the lightning. I'll click on the lightning. Ridiculous amounts of lightning with all of these storms, and it's just not stopping. Notice when I go back through history, look at the rain. Just watch what happens. Look how long it's been not raining, thunderstorming. Thunderstorming. This is for 1 hour solid. Chatsworth, Dalton, you've been just, it's crazy. I mean, it's
wild.
Not much in the way of tornadic activity, but my goodness, the lightning, the wind, the rain. I'm sorry. I mean, it's just insane, and it's still there. It's still going on. So flooding is going to be, I think, a huge issue in a lot of these areas where we're getting these storms just training in one right after the other, one right after the other. Here we are back to our tornado warning. This is, still looking pretty strong. East now of Scottsboro. Tree down in Rossville. Emergency vehicles headed toward Hogjow Road 136 West. Thank you for that. Okay, and Jeremiah is in Thunder heading toward Dalton, Georgia, so we're going to get a report from her. We're getting reports of damage in Dalton, and that does not surprise me at all. Some of these wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour. Ridiculous lightning. And as soon as she gets there, we will absolutely take her live. So let me click this off. So here we are. We're still looking at likely, and I'm saying likely because the history of this has been a tornado touching the ground. So this is likely still a tornado on the ground, moving to the east at a good 47 miles per hour. It'll be in Henniger, all of these areas, within the next 15 minutes. And this is a potential tornado, okay? So if you're in any of these areas, be in your safe place. Go to it now. Go to it now. This tornado warning is in effect until 11:30 Central, so you have, 37 minutes. And I can't stress enough, go to your safe place right now, lowest, most inside part of your home, and I hope you're doing fine. It says east. Heather says, is it moving east or southeast? It is a little bit of an east-southeast bent. It honestly depends on which image you look at, but you can see like the confirmed tornado moving to the southeast, and then a couple of images, the last couple of images look like to the east. So we'll expand out, and you'll see that it came from Huntsville, which Huntsville to there is southeast. Now I want to show you this. Notice, think of this as generally where the tornado is. Now, follow it back. Look how long this thing has been hanging out. Since Huntsville. It developed, this is an hour ago. This thing is still on the move. And now it's approaching Henniger, Alabama, moving into Pisgah, Alabama. Okay, do you want me to, and I'm talking to our producers in the studio, do you want me to say anything about that on air right now? Okay, very good. We're constantly getting reports of damage just for you on Facebook and on air. We're constantly getting reports of damage, and so before we can report that, we have to confirm it, because a lot of times it doesn't pan out. So we need to confirm any reports that we get. Quietest, Heather saying it's the quietest in Lafayette that it's been since all of this started, and that's good, but you know, in Dade Walker, I have zero faith that this will quiet, that this one's going to quiet down anytime soon. You would think it would, but it's been rolling for an hour. I mean, it's been rolling for an hour. No, go ahead.
There's also a tree down on power lines in South Murray County.
In South Marion County?
No,
South Murray County.
And you are already there?
Tree down and power lines down in South Murray County also. So Pisgah, this is basically where we're looking at. Right there. And a big thank you to Audrey Shirley. She is doing duty with me this evening, putting all kinds of stuff, writing blogs, posting on Facebook, and doing an amazing job. So we really appreciate her.
Thanks.
Southern Walker County. Okay, so if anybody knows anything about Scottsboro or Pisgah, I really want to know. Rossville's calming down. Tammy says still rocking and rolling here in Dalton. Yep. You better believe it. And now we're looking at, what most likely is still a tornado that has hit the ground. It has touched the ground in its life. Is it on the ground right now? I cannot answer that definitively. What I can say is the things that we look for, and for a tornado on the ground, I look for typically, not always, this is just a rule of thumb that I look for. I look for a nice notch, a nice hook echo, a nice area where you can see there's some inflow indicating some rotation here. I also look for strong wind shear, wind traveling in different directions with height. That is also an indication of rotation. And then we also look at our velocity product, which shows greens next to reds. Greens next to reds means that you have the green is the radar picking up rain traveling toward the radar site, and the red is picking up rain traveling away from the radar site. And in between those two, you can bet that there is some rotation going on, especially when it stacks up with those other products. So what we can say most likely is that there is still a tornado basically over Morris Mill, Pisgah, Alabama, State Route 7, moving towards Central. If you live in Glenzada, Rosalie, Henniger, I know you had a time of it last night. Guys, you got to go to your safe space. Go to it now. This is a tornado. Not a tornado threat. This is a tornado. It has had a history of touching the ground, and it is dangerous and deadly, and you need to be in your safe space. Biddle Crossroads, Schrader, Beatty Crossroads, Oak Grove, New Home, be in your safe space. Tornado warning is in effect for 30 more minutes. You're in your safe space for 30 minutes, and then you come out of it. Looking for comments. If anybody has information regarding Scottsboro or any locations that were in the path of this, I really would like to see that. I'd like to have your information on that. And even if it's, it wasn't that bad in Scottsboro, I would love to, absolutely love to hear that. Very steady wind right now in Henniger. The power is flickering. Thank you for that. And here's Henniger, and that is where it is. Savannah, I'm going to do a quick, I'll go back because there was a tornado warning for Cherokee County. Somebody's asking about Murphy. It's east of Murphy now. Chatsworth, Ellijay, all parts in between, and still Dalton, just wind, rain, the lightning is just insane. Blue Ridge. Let me take us up to Murphy. Okay, so that's now in Clay County. So no tornado warning for you anymore. Still a severe thunderstorm warning in Cherokee County until 12:30. You could see damaging winds, and you could see hail, even though I'm not seeing any of that present right now. We had some in Polk County, and look at all of the hail that's moved through, along with the lightning, along with the rain and the wind from Walker County through Dalton down to Ellijay. Goodness gracious. And then, of course, the hail that has been tracking along with this tornado right up until now, and hail is still associated with this storm moving into Henniger. And somebody commented on Henniger saying that the power was flickering and the wind was really stiff. And keep posting. If you're in your safe place, please keep posting what you're seeing right now.
Jeremiah is now headed back to Hamilton County because there's a report of a collapse.
Yeah, that I know.
Okay.
They're going to let me, they told me about that.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Flicking through my station out of Huntsville, video up of damage in Huntsville, Andrew Jackson Way, and some residential streets, several trees down, nothing about injuries. Penny says it was hailing in Murray County. Chatsworth had hail, and it was hailing in Murray County, says someone else. Okay. I absolutely love seeing people talking to each other, and this honestly saying, hey, I'm still in my safe place. Do you think I can get out now? And they're asking a relative. And if there's a tornado warning, don't get out of your safe place. This actually looks like it's even picking up steam. This is insane. This is insane right here. That's just crazy. Fairview, Henniger. Treat this as a tornado on the ground. A tornado on the ground. Henniger, Elliott Crossroads, Fairview, County Road 125. I'll get so down to the... This is traveling right along County Road 322. It's right here. This is where it is. Look at that. That's guys, that's a tornado. That will be turned purple and confirmed. Look at that. Yeah, that's exactly where it is. It is right here. I think the best imagery of it, I'm going to leave this up. But that's it. That's what we're dealing with. One thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put it on, and I'm going to see if we can get a decent view of this. Once again, if you're in the path of this, this is a tornado. This is more than a warning. This is way more than a watch. And there you go. It's now a confirmed tornado on the ground. It just turned purple. So this is a confirmed tornado. It is on the ground, and you need to be out of its way. Henniger, Elliott Crossroads, get in your safe space right now. Don't go outside. Don't grab the pets. Get to your safe space now. Fairview, Elliott Crossroads, this is actually the most organized this has looked in the life of this. This is moving through Fairview right now. Right now. Henniger, Elliott Crossroads, go to your safe place. This is a confirmed tornado. This has been on the ground, or it's been traveling, hitting the ground at several points we know, and doing damage. And this is the strongest signature of this particular tornado that I have seen. We are going to see if we can, and bear with me 1 second. I'm going to see if we can slice through this and see if we can actually get a vantage point for where that tornado, that circulation might be. So we're actually going to spin this up on its side. And this is a vertical look at this storm. And I want you to notice how high up this is. So we're shooting up 30,000 feet, and we're going to go through the storm. So we'll go down. And all of that purple is where we likely have hail falling out of the storm. Look how high it goes. You can see the vertical nature of it right here. Shooting up to 30,000 feet. So let's go back to our reflectivity. And not only do we have a confirmed tornado here, but now we also have to look, this now is a confirmed tornado right on its heels. Whew. And that's right on the edge of Scottsboro. Goodness gracious. So Henniger, boy, that is just, that's a bigger notch. That's stronger. Oh my gosh, look at that. That's extreme shear. Henniger, oh my, hey, please, please go to your safe place. This is horrible. Guys, pray for these people. Pray for the folks in this path. Elliott Crossroads, Brooks Crossroads, Henniger, Lord be with these people. Fairview, this is one of the strongest signatures I've ever seen of a tornado on the ground. That is 100% gate-to-gate shear over Fairview. This tornado is over Fairview right now. It's moving toward Henniger. It's moving to Elliott Crossroads, P Ridge Crossroads. And I'm going to say, if the control room is listening, we need to get people down to the Scottsboro, this Henniger area. There, I suspect there will be some damage, unfortunately, in this area. I can't see how there's not. I really can't see how there's not. We're talking about extreme. Okay, look at this. Look at this. Let me tell you why this is my concern, right? extreme levels of wind shear, right? This is moving right through Fairview and Henniger. Gate to gate like nobody's business. That's the same spot. So I'm going to draw my circle right here. There's that gate to gate shear. There is that extreme shear. This is where the tornado is. That's where it is. And then our reflectivity. So all of this is lining up. That's where the tornado is. And that tornado is on the ground. I'm looking to see if anybody is posting from that area. And people asking about other locations right now, I'm sorry, I'm not, there's nothing more important than this right now. I'm going to expand, I'm going to leave this on, but at least expand out to show, hang on, I'll draw the circle one more time. This is generally, that's the area that we're talking about. Oof. So still severe thunderstorm warnings. Dalton, Chatsworth, really nasty stuff in Chatsworth, even a hail core most likely right there. You can see that hail core moving eastward, so a lot of hail still, a lot of lightning, wind gusts possibly up to 60 and 70 miles per hour. So a lot of flooding. The rain is torrential in those areas, so we are keeping an eye on that. Your severe thunderstorm warning is in effect until 12:15 a.m., 6 more minutes, but you still have a lot of stuff waiting in the wings in terms of rain and lightning. So we're going to focus back on this tornado in Jackson County, DeKalb County, Jackson County, right on the line there, moving into Henniger. Let me go back to, so we still have those extreme levels of wind shear. Just got a new updated graphic, and that's still moving. And okay, there we go. There's the debris signature. Dadgummit. There's the debris signature, and that is right where we were talking about Fairview and Henniger. So a tornado did touch down in Fairview, Alabama, and I don't know what kind of damage it did, but that's not good. And now it's still moving, and now it's over Henniger and Elliott Crossroads, moving toward, I'm turning the lightning off, moving toward Pea Ridge Crossroads. And I'm going to future scan this. Guys, this is serious. This is a big deal. This is about as big as it gets. So I've seen tornadoes like this a couple of times in our viewing area, and this is a bad one. And there's going to be damage, and there's going to be some property damage, and hopefully that is all we're dealing with. But if you know folks in Henniger, lift up prayers for them. Yeah, okay, future scan, and we're going to see where it goes over the next hour. See how it holds together. So you can say, just watch this notch right here, this little ridge. And I'm going to zoom in, and that notch will be the general area of the tornado if it holds together. So next one, moving into maybe just a little bit north, but the same basic path moving through. That's insane. So here we go, and these again are confirmed tornadoes. New severe thunderstorm warning, including Dalton and Whitfield and Murray County. Where did that go? There we go. Until 12:15 a.m., and that is for 60 mile per hour winds and hail, and that's moving east, and that is moving east at 24 miles an hour. Those are the locations in the next 23 minutes. Let's go back to, oh geez, no, it's still just as strong as it's been. I mean, it's insane. This is crazy. Okay, there's Fairview. Let's move through Elliott Crossroads. New Home, get ready. It's coming to you. New Home, if you're not in your safe space. Stamp, High Point, Hammondville. I mean, it's coming. Gorge Road, if you live on Gorge Road, County Road 667, any of those areas, Pea Ridge Crossroads, it's here. It's time to get to the safe place. Let me know what's going on in your area. Let me know what is going on in your area. If anybody has any information about any of this, I am okay, I'm seeing there for the National Weather Service, an unclaimed baggage building in Scottsboro, which we've done stories on before, is moderately damaged. Sheriff is reporting a gas leak in the 400 block of East Willow Street near Scottsboro. Okay. Okay, and okay, that's an old one, I believe, 1209. Okay, so they're calling catastrophic. They're calling this a catastrophic threat, and this is catastrophic. That's the word for it. This is a catastrophic tornado. This is not good. I'm going to read the text of this. I've never seen the word in a National Weather Service. I've never seen this termed, but listen to this. This was issued about 5 minutes ago from the National Weather Service in Huntsville. A tornado warning. A confirmed large and destructive tornado located over Henniger, or 9 miles north of Rainsville, moving east at 20 miles per hour. Tornado emergency for Henniger, Hammondville, Mentone. Take cover now. This is a confirmed tornado. This is a confirmed tornado. And I'm going to take that off because we were following it fine without the thing popping up over it. And actually, I'm seeing what might be some good news. The shear looks like it's weakened considerably. This is what we were dealing with a minute ago. And now notice how it's weakening. Praise God, this may be falling apart, but what a monster. This was a big one, guys. This was a big one. And we're still looking at some gate to gate, and so the threat is not over. I'm just telling you, I'm looking for good news in this situation. I'm still seeing a lot of shear, gate to gate shear right here. I'm still seeing a nice little notch. I'm hoping we're on the downside of this, but we are still taking this ridiculously seriously. New Home, Council Bluff, Pea Ridge Crossroads, go to your safe place. Go to your safe place right now. Okay, look at this. There's the tornado swath, and I've seen this maybe once. You got it too? Is that?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's. Where is that one?
This is the same. This is DeKalb County. The same one.
Okay, okay,
I'm just
okay.
looking at the shear swap.
And that's the damage. Look at the damage path of this tornado. That's what we're looking at. This is the most recent where the tornado moved through and did damage. These are the areas of the most damage. So we still have a bit of a notch. We still have gate-to-gate shear. The one thing I'm clinging to, oh geez, okay, the shear just strengthened again. New Home, this is moving into New Home, Council Bluff, Hammondville, Valley Head. Okay, so this is gone. That shear swath, I'm going to measure that. What's the one? Let me, hang on. I want to see what product. Okay, now go into and show me that product. Which specific one is that?
Shear swap.
Okay, so that's the shear. Okay, gotcha. Okay, so it's still doing its thing. It's still on there.
Oh my gosh, the damage that's already been done.
Yeah. So this is again, and I want to. This is. And can you post that? You're posting that?
Yeah, I posted
okay.
it already. I'll post the damage one too.
This is absolutely, I'm afraid of what we're going to find out. Afraid of what we're going to find out. And it's still on the ground. It's still doing its thing. Right in New Home, in the New Home area now. And I can see that east-southeast movement just a little bit. Hammondville, Valley Head, get ready. All of this is coming to you. Valley Head, Hammondville, Council Bluff. You're right on it. Council Bluff, you are on it. Get to your safe place now. Mentone, get to your safe place now. I've been doing this for 20 years, and this is one of the biggest events that, the most clear-cut evidence of a destructive tornado that I've seen. If you know anybody in any of these areas from Henniger to Fairview where this thing moved through, that is the swath of, I'm going to say, destruction. I mean, this tornado, I don't know what they will send people in to examine. The National Weather Service will go in from Huntsville most likely and examine the damage to determine what EF level it is. But that is not an EF0 or an EF1. That's a decent sized tornado. All indication that's a decent sized tornado. Okay, our shear rate is going down considerably, but we still have that gate to gate shear. We still have a notch moving over Hammondville. So right here, if we still have that tornado going, that's the basic area that we're looking at. Okay? So Hammondville, Valley Head, get ready. Don't get ready, go now. Go to your safe spot. Council Bluff, Hammondville, Mentone, Valley Head, Bankhead. For our radio partners, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I'm David Carnes. This is Local 3 News, simulcasting on US 101 WCLE as well in Cleveland, and appreciate you guys simulcasting this, because this is just, we need people to know. Battelle, all the way up here, this is moving east-southeast, but if you're in any of these cities, just go to your safe place, please. My hope is that this will finally die down. I'm seeing again the shear weakening, but it weakened once and then it sprang right back up. So I don't have a lot of confidence that one frame compared to what else I'm seeing means that it's over. I don't think it's over at all, actually.
Yeah, it's not over. The thing just moved.
Oh, did it? Mm-hmm. The tornado debris? Okay, so the tornado debris swath, we can extend it even further. And there you go. It's just following right along. So now we have damage in Lake Drive, Elliott Crossroads, Henniger, Fairview, Brooks Crossroads, and that's confirmed tornado damage. We've also, I'm going to expand out and see if we have where it touched down here north of Aspel. We had confirmed damage there. I'll scroll back in time to show you where we had confirmed damage in just west of Gurley. So you can see how it's touched down, but this swath and what it's doing now is puts everything else to shame. You're going to be hearing about this in the national news. This is a big deal. Okay, and there's that shear. It's sprung right back up. Let's draw another circle further east, guys. It's east of New Home. That's good news, but it went right over New Home, and now moving right across, I guess it's County Roads, is 751, or no, it's, geez, is that?
State Route 40.
Oh, that's the interstate. That's I-59. Moving right over I-59. Oh my goodness. So this is now moving right over I-59 along State Route 40. Hammondville, Mentone. And this is not stopping. This is not stopping. If you're in Hammondville, Mentone, if you're Violet Road, I'm getting really specific here. County Road 953, Palmer Road, take cover now. Kaolin, take cover now. Mentone, take cover now. This is a major, major destructive tornado. If anybody has any information you've heard from anyone, please let me know. Closed circuit to the control room if there's anybody, emergency manager, anybody that we can get on the phone from Jackson County, DeKalb County, Scottsboro, Alabama, anybody that we can get on, any officials that can give us information on exactly what's happened there, that would be great. No confidence in that shear rate falling apart like that. We've seen it fall apart and fluctuate and pick back up. We're still, well, this is okay. The velocity is not as impressive as it was. It's still there. And we still got that really impressive looking notch too. So this is all of that, likely some, let's see if we have a nice, it's not showing hail, not showing much in the way of hail anymore. I'm glasses half fooling right now, but hopefully this is weakening, but you still need to be firmly ensconced in your safe place. We're going to stay with this. We're still looking at some shear. I'm not comfortable that this is over and done with. Just to expand out while we're watching that, looking at Walker County, southern Dade County, watching this next system that's starting to move through. We still have a tornado warning for that. And I actually have to give that a little bit of play. Let's see what we're dealing with here. So we have some strong shear. This would be the general area I would be watching in Scottsboro with this one. That shear rate right around here. So we're going to keep an eye on that. If you are, I'm coming back to this one, just north of Valley Head, where that confirmed tornado is. But also we're looking at a lot of shear here, looking at some greens and reds together. So I'm going to say same areas, Aspel, Scottsboro, get ready. And this is different tornado, different system, not even saying tornado. This is a confirmed storm that has produced a tornado. So I'm going to see if we have any better. Yeah, this is, so if you're in Scottsboro, I would go ahead and go to your safe place again. And if you were impacted by a tornado earlier in these areas, I am so sorry, but you need to be aware. You may be having another round moving through and possibly another tornado within the next 10, 15, 20 minutes. So please be aware of that again in Scottsboro. Back to this one we go. Confirmed tornado once again. Let's see our swath. Yep, still showing debris spitting out of this tornado. Just over Hammondville now, and there's the strong shear, dadgum shear once again. DeKalb Fire is reporting major damage in Henniger. DeKalb Fire Department reporting major damage in Henniger, and this is unconfirmed. They're saying they need as many responders as they can get. And I believe it, and I think we're going to see that in other places as well. I think you're going to see that in places like New Home. It's now across the interstate. It's moving east across County Road 759, north of Hammondville. Mentone, it looks like this is going to stay north of you. It's going to keep that easterly track going. It's showing a little bit of a jaunt to the northeast, so if you're in Kaolin, go to your safe place. Mentone, stay in your safe place. Notice that confirmed tornado warning now extending into parts of Walker County and Chattooga County, including Tryon and Somerville. And I'm going to do a future cast to see, this is the general area that we're watching, and we're going to put this into motion and see if it's still showing it holding together. Okay, so now we're going to follow it. So if it's holding together and moving into Tryon, that's going to be taking place at about 1 in the morning. So Tryon, Somerville, I'll zoom in on a few more areas. You guys need to be really, really watchful. Harrisburg, let me kind of toggle back and forth here. So just focus on that notch. That may not be exactly where it is, but just focus on that notch. So Neal Crossing, Harrisburg, Welcome Hill, Center Post, Oakton, Tryon, Pennville, all within the next, before 1:15, within the next 45 minutes. So be ready. This thing is held together for a ridiculous long amount of time, and it's still holding together very well. Now moving one step closer, further east. And again, looking like it's trying to jaunt up toward Kaolin. So if you're in the Kaolin area, be aware. Hammondville, it stayed north of you. That's great news. Okay, someone asked me to zoom out. I'm going to zoom in first. We really need to stay focused on this, guys. We really do. And Audrey, if you can, if there are other areas that are getting stuff, then go ahead and post that, the severe thunderstorm warnings in the other counties.
Okay.
So that's what, so if you're on Facebook and following us on Facebook, what we're going to do is Audrey, for all of the storms, and I'll show you very quickly what I'm talking about, all of this activity, which is serious and would fulfill an entire 30-minute newscast if that were happening. But we have confirmed tornado, major destructive tornadoes on the ground, and possibly another one moving into Scottsboro, Alabama, which may have already had a tornado moving through. Henniger, apparently a lot of major, major damage there. That is in the path of possibly another tornado, so that is what we have to focus on. But for this little area here, still looking at hail, damaging winds moving toward LJ. So Audrey is going to be posting about that on our Facebook pages and on social media, but we have to stay with this. We have to. This is the public service. Life is is at stake, literally, with all of this. So Harrisburg, Neal Crossing, Chelsea, get to your safe place. Bankhead, get to your safe place. Seeing if we have any more information, people posting on Facebook. Okay, here is somebody saying, have family in Henniger and I'm unable to reach them. Goodness. Okay. So it's right about here is where we're looking. I'll draw another circle. Right in this general area in Kaolin, just to the south of Kaolin, looks to be where we have the greatest rotation. And I'm going to see if our... Okay, I'm not seeing the product popping up. Okay, and again, now we have the tornado warning in effect. Confirmed tornado warning in effect for Walker County and Chattooga County, including Tryon. Everybody in southern Walker, northern Chattooga, go to your safe place. Go there now. This is a confirmed tornado that has done a lot of damage. I'm going to put up the tornado debris swath. What you're about to see, if you haven't seen it yet, this is the radar indication of debris picked up by the tornado, thrown into the air, and picked up by the radar sweep. And so that's a confirmation that we've seen a tornado. And notice there's Henniger, and the tornado swath moves right through there. So it's been, yeah, and you're going to find a lot of these areas, Elliott Crossroads, Brooks Crossroads, New Home. You're going to find a lot of damage in those areas, and unfortunately, this is still moving eastward, and you're going to find a lot of damage around the interstate, where it moved directly across the interstate, in between Kaolin and Hammondville, right along County Road 759. Now moving across County Road 89. Fortunately, it's staying north of Mentone. It looks to be staying north of Mentone, and that is good news for Mentone. And if you're in Mentone, I would say, because I'm saying this, and Hammondville, I'm saying this because I've been mentioning your towns a lot. For this tornado, you are out of the woods. We're going to be watching the next one moving through. And this is moving toward, guys, this is the Walker County line. And this looks like it's holding together. This looks like it's going to make it. And I can't ignore what's happening behind. We have that one, but we also have this one. And this one, fortunately, not looking, well, I was about to say, not on the radar anyway, but there is right there moving into Scottsboro. So Scottsboro, go hunker down once again. And I hate to say it, but hunker down once again. I'm not seeing a lot of gate-to-gate shear. I would say because of what I'm seeing on this product, I would say go to your safe place in Scottsboro and stay there. This one is in effect until 11:45, so you've got about 10 more minutes, and then we'll see if it's extended eastward. I have a feeling it might be, but that's what we're dealing with there. So if you are in any of those areas from Hollywood to Scottsboro, Belafonte, Sam Grant subdivision, a lot of the areas have already called out. Tupelo Pike, go to your safe spot and stay there. Not seeing everything stacking up with that one like I would. Let me see if we have a debris swath with that one. I'm not even seeing a debris swath with that one, but it's a confirmed tornado, so we need to take it as seriously as this one, which has produced this devastating debris swath extending through much of Alabama. Elliott Crossroads, New Home, right in the path of that. Henniger, we're hearing a lot of damage there. Okay, and they have just issued another tornado warning, and unfortunately, Henniger's in it. New Hope is in it. All of the areas that just got slammed with that tornado are in the tornado warning for this next system that is moving through Scottsboro. That's the area that we're concerned about. The tornado now, or the storm producing a tornado now, still a nice notch there. I'm not seeing as much in the way of that gate-to-gate shear. The shear rate has calmed down a little bit. I am not getting my hopes up. If you're in any of the areas I mentioned a moment ago in Walker County, Chattooga County, still take this seriously. This is a confirmed tornado that has done a lot of damage, and yeah, so please be ready. Okay, so this is from somebody. It says near, I'm reading this from someone near Henniger, Nancy Clark. We are okay. There was a tornado on our road, trees down everywhere, and everything on my porch has been rearranged. Hopefully I have a I still have a roof on my barn. I'll know tomorrow. There are and were tornadoes everywhere tonight. Definitely a scary night. Another in Henniger, Alabama right now. Prayers for all. Okay. So obviously damage, and prayerfully there won't be any injury or worse out of this. I'm still looking at that notch holding together. We still have this likely hail to the north, and this is where we would be concerned primarily. Again, our shear rate is not as great. Still a couple of reds and greens together, but it's not looking as well defined as it was. But still, this general area, I'm not resting yet. Not resting at all yet. This is, and we're going to zoom in and see exactly where we're talking about here. And there you go. There's that strong shear popping up again, man. Come on. Jeez. Okay. Hang on one second. Bear with me 1 second. Okay. And I'm focusing on, I'm trying to get more information for you guys. I'm still with you. Trust me, I'm totally still with you. Bear with me 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. Okay, very good. All right, moving into Walker County now, guys. And this is, again, this is a tornado that is a confirmed tornado. We're still seeing signs of rotation with this. It may not be, the thing that scares me is this notch in this, it's called a hook echo, and it's so well defined. I mean, it's just picture perfect. So that's the main thing I'm looking at, and I'm looking for to show weakening rotation. This is still, in my mind, a tornado on the ground. It has been for a while. We're still looking at strong shear. We're still looking at some reds and greens together. So, I mean, notice this is...
It's also a warning now for Chattooga County.
And these are some of the same areas that we were talking about earlier. Flaherty Road, does that sound familiar? From earlier tonight, where we had rotation moving through and possibly a tornado. Now this tornado is moving directly, if it's still on the ground, it's moving directly over Flaherty Road, which had issues earlier tonight with a tornado warning and a possible tornado moving through. All right? So now we're looking at a much more likelihood of a tornado moving over Flaherty Road right now. So center post, I'm going to say it again, and this is going to be a lot of repetition, but center post, Harrisburg, Neal Crossing, Taloga, Rocky Lane, State Route 157. Get to your safe place right now, guys. Do not wait. Don't, and I'm saying this as lovingly as I can. Don't grab your pets. If you're just go. This has been a very destructive tornado in its life, and I'm clicking to see now. If I'm looking for good news, then I'm not seeing the tornado swath, the debris swath where tornado debris has been picked up and thrown around. I'm not seeing any of that past Hammondville. With that said, this has been very hit and miss in its life. I feel like it's gone up and it's come down and done damage. Gone up and come down and done damage. And it may be in a place where it's up right now, but it could also be in a place very quickly where it comes down and does damage. So be in your safe place. You do not want to be... This is it. This is the deal. This is, of all of those, hey, I thought you guys said it was going to be bad today, and we didn't get it. This is the deal. All right, this is the one. If you're in Neal Crossing, if you're in Harrisburg, Flaherty Road earlier tonight had a tornado warning, and possibly a tornado that moved through. Josh saying, just heard from my second friend in Henniger, they're all okay. Now let's go back over. I'm going to go check out Scottsboro, because look at, now we got to go back, and okay, this is a nasty looking one over Scottsboro now. Look at this. Strong shear. Okay. And I'm gonna have to keep that one in. I'll keep this one in, but we got to focus on this one right now. We've got really strong shear right here. I'm starting to see what I don't like to see. I'm starting to see that notch showing that rotation. Starting to see a lot of strong shear. And here I'm seeing a little green mixed with red. So in Scottsboro, I hope you are in your safe place. If you're in Pisgah, Dutton section, I hope you're in your safe place. I'm going to zoom in. The Sam Grant subdivision, once again, a lot of the places I called out earlier. Get to your safe place. Roseberry. Tornado warning, but this comes out of a confirmed tornado. So I'm going to go back in time an hour. And so that's the general area that we're looking at. So right about here is where we would be concerned about. We're still looking at, so I'm going to call it out, then I'm going to go back to the other one. Pisgah, Dutton section, Sam Grant, Roseberry. Be in your safe place right now. Hodge, Dutton section, Bowman Crossroads. Notice all of that, definitely some hail underneath all of that. All of these areas within the next 20 minutes. Okay, and Carrie is saying, grab your pets. I'm telling you, Carrie, and I know a lot of people are not going to listen to me at all, but pets have a weird way of surviving, and if a tornado is on top of you, if you have 10, 15 minutes, if you're looking at this and you can see, oh, it's 15, 20 minutes away, grab your pets. If it's on top of you, don't. You need to get to your safe place as quickly as you can. Okay, let's go back to this one. We're going to focus on this one. Still have that notch. Please, shear rate be down. Okay, it's down. Please, velocity be down. It's down. Yes, and I'm a skosh more hopeful because, yes, we still have a little bit of a notch, but it looks like maybe it's flattening out. It's certainly not that. It's certainly not that, right? So looks like that may be flattening out. Now, with that said, if you're in Neal Crossing, Harrisburg, Center Post, do not come out. Do not come out at all, okay? If you're in Tryon, I would stay down. This is in effect until 1:15, 30 more minutes, just hang out. So we'll go back to Scottsboro. And still looking at that strong area of shear. Okay, and we are en route. Our news director is telling me that we are en route to Henniger and about 10 minutes away. And just closed circuit to Megan and production. A lot of damage south of Henniger as well. And I'm going to pull up the name of a town. Elliott Crossroads would be, go from Henniger to Elliott Crossroads, and you should see something. And so they're about 10 minutes away from those areas, and we'll bring you a report from that as soon as Jeremiah, our reporter in Thunder, gets there. But that's the tornado swath, and you can see Elliott Crossroads, Greenbrier Drive. I'm sure there's a lot of damage there. And now we go back live, and we're looking at a really, boy, I hate to see this, big hail core to the north. Let's see if we can pick it up here. Yeah, you can see that hail core to the north, and that is a really classic sign when you have that hail core here, and you've got this inflow here, and that's a real good indication of a tornado. You have really strong shear, and you've got the gate to gate. So this I'm treating as a tornado on the ground. I don't know. See if I got a, okay, and notice there's tornado debris damage right there. So yeah, this tornado on the ground between Hollywood and Scottsboro, and this one is traveling as well. So this is moving east-southeast, and I can't believe it. This is moving pretty much in the same exact path as the other one, maybe a little bit further north, maybe just a little bit further north, but my goodness. Okay, so we're probably going to start focusing more on this one. Well, let me just real quick see what we're dealing with the other one. Okay, I'm still seeing strong shear here. I'm still seeing weaker shear here. And I'm not seeing that gate to gate. So this one appears to be weakening. Still a bit of a notch right here. If you are in, I'm not sounding it all clear, but if you're in Tryon, this is going to move to the north of you. It is moving toward Center Post in Harrisburg if there is a tornado left. And this one, again, this will be talked about nationally. This will be in national news, I suspect, tomorrow. And if you're in Harrisburg, Center Post, Martindale, Walnut Grove, Welcome Hill, which had damage earlier today, Oakton, be in your safe place now. This is about 5 to 15 minutes away from you. Now I'm going to go back to the other one that is traveling in basically the same direction. And we're going to focus on that one for a minute. So we still have the strong shear there. So if I had to pick, I'm going to draw a circle and see how it stacks up where I draw. Well, it just moved. Hang on a second. I'm going to draw a circle right here and see how everything stacks up right here. Okay, so the strongest shear is off to the northeast. We have weak to moderate shear here. And the reflectivity, it's in the proper location. You can see all that hail core just to the north. And so right around here is most likely, let me get that shear rate back up. So this general area is likely where we have that rotation going. So if we did a future scan on this, again, this one more Pisgah to Henniger. Pisgah to Henniger. Be in your safe place. Go to your safe spot right now. Morris Mill. Go to your safe place. Dutton, Bowman Crossroads. Okay, someone said it's super quiet in Scottsboro. I'm really scared. Scottsboro, mercifully, it's past you, and there is nothing imminent coming your way. So Scottsboro, if you made it through those two, you're okay for now. You're okay. This one, let's go back to this one. Still the shear rate smaller. Still no velocity that I'm concerned with. Still possibly some rotation, and still a notch, but it's closing. This is a good news storm. This is finally weakening. I feel comfortable saying this is finally weakening. but still, Hawkins, I'm still calling it Center Post, Hawkins, Harrisburg, all the way down to Welcome Hill. Just stay in your safe place. It's in effect until 1:15. You got about 20 more minutes. Just hunker down, hug the kids, love your family, and be grateful if you escape with nothing. That would be good. Looking at that big hail core near Pisgah. Okay, and this one also, Okay, so that's a 4.3 out of 10. I can't say that this is a confirmed tornado on the ground. I can say it's got a couple of things that are very interesting. We got a big hail core. We have a nice little notch going right here. Those are 2 pluses for a tornado. We do have a little area of moderate to strong shear right here. That's a plus. And that also is where we have that gate to gate. So all of those together, I'm still treating this as a tornado on the ground because of all of that. And my best guess would be that this is about where it is, moving over the water right now, east of the Sam Grant subdivision. And moving toward Morris Hill. So if you're in Morris Hill, yeah, take cover right now. Take cover right now. Our shear rate, got a strong area of shear near Glenzada, but that's not where we would have that tornado. Honestly, the velocity that with our latest update here is looking promising. All of these areas, man, stay, Pisgah, Henniger, definitely stay in your safe place. Let's watch that notch and see if we can do a future scan. And this does not look as potent and powerful as the last one, but still, you know. So this is the general area that we're looking at, and this is going to go 1 hour into the future. Okay. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to leave this up on the screen. We're going to go to Jeremiah Beatty. She is in Thunder, and I believe she's either in Henniger or right outside of Henniger. And Jeremiah, I'm going to let you describe the scene that you're seeing right now.
Hey, David. Yes, we're headed on State Route 40 going towards Henniger, but we got stuck because there is a tree down. I'm going to let you take a look at the scene right now. This, actually, the car, I'm going to try to do this as carefully as I can. We're trying to move because some emergency officials are trying to get behind us, but this car is actually a first responder that's trying to get down to Elliott Crossroads, but there is a huge tree. Again, let me move that camera that is blocking the road. So everything out here on State Route 40 is at a standstill right now. We have people trying to get chains to cut out that tree, but yeah, it's backed up. But I'm told on the other side of this tree is a trailer park community. We know there's a lot of damage also headed down that way, but while we've been navigating trying to get to that community over there, we've seen a lot of cars just pulled over to the side just trying to break through and weather this storm. Conditions out here are still very active. We're not hearing as much thunder, not as much rain. As you can see, it's at a standstill, but people are very treading lightly, but there's no telling how long people in this community will be out here. We just know cars are starting to back up down State Route 40, and first responders are trying to get over this tree to clear out debris to help the community on the other side. I hope to bring you guys some more updates after first responders, after we're able to remove that tree. You can't really see it because there's brush kind of blocking the area, but we want to keep you posted on conditions out here. David, I will go ahead and toss it right back to you.
right, Jeremiah, thank you so much. That's a good first look there. That's just, I think, the tip of the iceberg of what we're going to be seeing there. And as soon as Jeremiah is able to get around that and give us a little bit more visual, we will certainly go back to her in a heartbeat. So the two things we're looking at with our tornado warnings is we still have a couple of good notches right here, right here. We have a couple of good, I'm going to call them hail cores. I'll see if we can pick that up. Yeah, it's not really picking up the hail right now, but we did. And where you see that, you might be seeing some hail. It's also the heaviest rain. This is basically where the tornado would be, where the circulation would be if it's still on the ground. A couple of other features are favorable, though. Our shear rate is not that great. It's fallen apart. We're not seeing any of the reds anymore, so we're in the weak area. I'd say weak to moderate shear with both of those locations. And our velocity, I'm not seeing any gate to gate here, so the shear, it's weakening. Really windy, still really windy, but it's weakening. I'm seeing a little bit of gate to gate here, just west of Henniger, but I'm not, it's quite frankly not as impressive as it was earlier. So these tornado warnings we're treating just like this one is in effect, DeKalb County, until 12:15. We have 15 more minutes. 15 more minutes of that one. Let's give it a little more time to weaken, a little more time to look respectable. Notice up here, that's not as impressive as it was. The inflow's not as impressive as it was. This one is finally weakening. This one is definitely a little brother. This is not the same as that one. I'll do a tornado debris swath and see if we can pick up any damage from this one. This is the damage from this one. Now this one did produce some, it looks like it did touch down just south of Hollywood, right along 72. But this is the big one that we're going to be hearing about and talking about through the day tomorrow. Let me see what you guys are saying. Does anybody have any updates? Okay, I'm trying to get back to, hang on one second. And for those watching on television, what I'm doing is I'm also interacting with people on, excuse me, on Facebook and making sure that everything is up to snuff there as well. So I appreciate, or excuse rather, any moments of silence. Okay, I've got that loaded.
What I'm doing is...
There we go. Okay. Okay. So let's go back to our reflectivity. And we're going to watch these just like a hawk until they're out of there. Scottsboro, Hollywood, you have nothing else coming down the pike. You're fine. Walker County, Chattooga County, this really is starting to fall apart. I think I can safely say that the monster one is done, is really weakening. I'm going to go to our Peachtree National Weather Service. Flash flood warning. Considerable flash flood warning threat for Gilmer and Murray County. And I'm going to read you that because the flooding has been an issue. Between 2 to 4 inches of rain, additional 1 to 2 inches possible in the warned area. So while we've been focusing on the tornadoes, And apologies to other parts of North Georgia where we haven't been able to focus on the ridiculous rain that's been training through a lot of our North Georgia counties, producing a lot of flooding rains. So while this system, still a little bit of a notch here, okay, and this is from the National Weather Service. Rotation starting to look disorganized. Okay, yeah, so this is a weakening system now. And I don't think, unless it reorganizes, and we'll keep an eye on it, this is the waning last gasp of what was a tornado. You can still see a little bit of a notch there. Moving through Martindale, Waterville. I would still say you're looking at some really gusty winds. I'll just click on some potential wind. Hang on. Yeah, looking at some pretty gusty winds blowing, but that's okay. I mean, that's, you know, as far as a tornado, I'm not going to say you're out. I think you're pretty much out of the woods. I'm still seeing, let me go back, and shear is weak, much less organized. So let's go back to our other one, and okay. Let's take a look at this. I'm looking right here, and I'm seeing moderate shear, kind of on the high end of the weak scale, and that's a little bit where that hook is. So if you're in Sylvania, Henniger, stay in your safe place. Stay there. We're not getting confirmation that there's a tornado on the ground. If you do get that confirmation, all of this red will turn purple. But what we are seeing is a couple of signs that there's still some rotation and still a little bit of ugliness with this system. So let me see if we're getting anything on that. That's 1254. Okay, they're continuing the tornado warning for Jackson and DeKalb County. Update. Okay, so update on the Jackson County storm. The rotation continues and now is between Pisgah and Dutton, heading east-southeast toward Henniger. Yeah, so if you're in Henniger, if you are in Elliott Crossroads, yeah, hunker down once again, guys. And if you are Jeremiah Beatty, who is traveling in that area, or if someone who is listening in the control room can get in touch with Jeremiah Beatty, if she is in that area, tell her to be extremely cautious, looking to the west, and be aware that she's driving around where there is a storm that could be producing a tornado in that area once again. So please make sure she knows that. If she's in Henniger, Elliott Crossroads, Brook Crossroads, Greenbrier Drive, she said she was on State Route 40. That's the basic area. And if we want to go to her to see what she's seeing right now, that wouldn't be bad. And for those on television, I'm actually talking to our control room.
They're currently on State Road 40, trying to get into Elliott Crossroads. That's what Mark is doing.
Okay, so we want to go back out to Jeremiah Beatty, our reporter that is in the Henniger area. And last we saw, Jeremiah, you were paused with some emergency vehicles, tree over the road. Are you back on the road, and understand that you are aware, not necessarily a tornado, but a storm possibly with the possibility of producing still a tornadic rotation is moving generally through your area?
Yes, David. I was actually in the middle of talking to an Alabama police officer who was coming back from Henniger and the trailer park community I was telling you all about. He was like, hey, you guys need to get out of this area. There's another storm system moving that way. A lot of the people that were crowded around that tree actually cleared the area. But I'm going to let you guys take another look outside. You can see the cloud coverage. Rain is starting to come down and lightning. But before, when I I was outside, it was kind of at a standstill, kind of quiet. So we're just going to keep down 40, headed back towards the Interstate I-59, and just try to be careful out here. I can't, you know, I've covered so many weather stories before, and it's never been, I've never been kind of terrified a little bit. So just trying to be cautious and careful while navigating. It seems the tree back on 40, the opposite direction, is going to be there until they are able to kind of clear the area and keep everyone safe in the community. But first responders have been driving around just warning everyone to clear the area, and I experienced that firsthand. So we're going to head towards the opposite direction to kind of avoid the storm system that's possibly coming through this area, and we'll keep you all updated on what we're seeing around here. Back
Well,
to
quick
you,
question
David.
for you. Just when you showed that picture,
Yeah.
the lightning was insane, and it looked like
Yes.
the rain was kind of blowing sideways. And it looks like...
Yes, right now, I don't know if you guys
I
can
can hear
hear
it.
that. We're getting a warning right now to get out of this area and seek shelter. So we're going to try to find somewhere safe to go. But
Get it
we've
done.
seen a lot of trees down and debris on the road. We actually we kind of had to swerve out of the way just to clear some of the trees that are coming down. So, I mean, the wind out here is just strong, and you can kind of see it. Let me lower this camera down, guys.
Hey,
This
Jeremiah,
is a
real quick.
tricky
Yeah, and
camera.
keep
Yes,
that
yes.
shot up. But I am going to tell people, and you saw it just flash up. So what you heard, that big, that was another tornado warning,
Here we go.
which extended, and I'm seeing a car on the side of the road.
Yes. No, that's just debris. Just debris.
Debris. So I'm seeing, so what you heard was another tornado warning, and that tornado warning, I'm just going to read the text of that. That's the one that you just heard blaring in thunder there. That is tornado warning for east central DeKalb and northeastern Alabama until 1 a.m. Central. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado located over Henniger or 10 miles northeast of Rainsville, moving east at 30 miles per hour. A tornado and ping pong ball sized hail are possible. And I don't know if you've seen any, most of the hail is probably to your north, Jeremiah, but have you seen any hail driving around?
I have not seen any hail. Look at that. That lightning is just going crazy. Not at the moment. We're actually turning south now onto I-59 towards Gadsden. I don't know, Carnes, if this is a safe area to head towards, but I mean, it's still very active, but so far have not seen hail hitting thunder at all. But all I can say is so many cars parked under bridges with their hazards on, just being really cautious since they're out and about. So
And I think that's
if you
smart.
are, just be careful.
Yeah. And
Definitely.
Jeremiah, thank you, and we'll come back out to you. And anytime you want to pop in, if you see something that you think that we need to see, I mean, it's pretty incredible. Now go ahead and go get somewhere safe. And thank you again for that report.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, thank you, Jeremiah.
Okay.
Okay, so quickly, just take a look. Again, I'm calling this the little brother of the other storm. The couple of things that I'm watching that still give me pause, and notice the verbiage on this tornado warning in effect until 1 a.m. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado. That does not mean that there is a tornado on the ground. So of the things that I'm looking for, I see a little bit of inflow. Do I see some strong shear? Meh, not crazy, moderate, right around here, right over Henniger. And then not a lot of reds and greens really dancing with each other. So this is one where I believe there's probably some rotation, but in the life of this, we haven't, at least for the past hour, haven't seen much, the last 30 minutes, haven't seen much impressive out of this. Now, with that said, Valley Head, all of these areas, Hammondville, once again, go to that safe place and stay there, because at any point we could see this organizing, tightening up, and becoming a tornado. This is the same path where we saw one moving through earlier. It could certainly happen again. Now, we're looking over at this one, and the tornado threat for this tornado area is over, but this tornado warning was issued because of this storm. Now, this area may have another tornado warning issued because of this storm, okay? So this one, let's just see what we have underneath. You still got that nice notch going, but we don't have, the shear is gone, and the gate to gate is gone. A couple of red pixels, but nothing that's as threatening. You're still looking at some really strong winds. We still have a severe thunderstorm warning out in advance of that, but this one we keep an eye on. So this is going to expire in about 2 minutes. You're going to see all of this dissipating, going away, and then we'll see how they handle this one. It's not as impressive if you're in Henniger. The threat has passed. If you're in Pisgah, the threat has passed. I'm going to do a quick zoom out and notice, and I've had a few people saying, hey, we've been in Chattanooga, there's not much going on. Yeah, still look, you've still got a lot of thunderstorms off to the north. I'm looking up toward Pikeville, and you've got some good thunderstorms moving in from the west. So it's still going to be an interesting night. This, I think, is going to be the biggest burst of severe weather, what we've been dealing with. But still, we're going to have thunderstorms, and we're going to be with you through the night and into the overnight. As soon as this tornado threat is gone, we may give you a break, head you back to regular programming, whatever is on at 1:15 in the morning. And we'll do stuff on Facebook as long as there are severe warnings out there. But again, this is the area that we are concerned about primarily, and even with that, you've got some areas of strong shear right there. And just about any minute, we'll see a couple of these we'll see this tornado warning and this tornado warning expire, and that will be a beautiful thing to see. This one is in effect for 45 more minutes. So we've got strong shear right here. Okay, so I'm going to draw a circle of my area of concern. Basically right here. So we've got some reds and some greens. We've got some moderate shear now on the strong end of the week. And we have this little inflow and our strongest rain, possibly a little bit of hail up there as well. But this is still not as impressive as the other one was. With that said, we're not looking at impressive. We're looking at this possibly being a thunderstorm that produces a tornado. So we're going to keep high alert, Hammondville, Valley Head. And, oh, geez, this is right over New Home. Goodness, this is, if I click, yeah, that's New Home is where we had the heart of the tornado debris swath. So New Home is going to be a place that if anybody knows anything about it or has an idea of what's going on there, then please let us know. But that's a shame. That is a shame, because that's where it is right now. So, and I'm not saying there's another tornado there. I'm saying the storm with the capability of producing a tornado is moving through, and I'm sure it's very windy, rainy, lightning. I'll click on the lightning, and you'll see how just ridiculous it is. Most of it to the north, to be sure, but still, yeah, this is just an absolute mess for the folks in DeKalb County and somewhat in Jackson County. Okay, so notice, and this is nice, the tornado warnings are gone except for this one. We do have severe thunderstorm warning, and this is the same system, and there's that notch still in place. And now we are talking about still a big, tall storm. Hail, 100% chance of hail being produced, 1 inch in diameter. So these are the areas in the next, say 5 to 30 minutes that will be impacted. Audrey, only 7 hours to go. You still with me?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to be here all night.
Woo.
Okay, so the tornado warning still in effect. We still have the severe thunderstorm warning in effect. 60-mile-per-hour winds possible with that. And that extends from Walker County until 145 to Whitfield County until 145. And this tornado warning is in effect until 2 Eastern, 1 Central. And then I think we may be able to breathe a little bit of a sigh of relief. But again, we are still looking at a nice little bundle of storms up here. And I am going to quickly deal with this one. Okay, so this storm, I'm going to actually future cast this for you. Future scan. Okay, so there's the line, and this will take us, this takes the current radar image, projects it out an hour, and we'll see if that's going to be impacting Pikeville, Dayton, Spring City, who's going to be impacted by that. Okay, looks like maybe some falling apart. That's good. Maybe some heavy rain, thunderstorm through Cagle, through Graysville over the next hour, Dayton. So no, we're not done. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Henniger and south of Henniger.
Okay. I'm going to go tell Joy about it.
Actually, if you'll hang on 1 second, I'll tell you specific town.
Okay.
Slide back down here. So if they put in and bear with me, guys, we're planning on, so if they put in Elliott Crossroads or New Home, and guys, what we're trying to do for those watching on television, for those on Facebook, and those for those our radio partners listening along, we're trying to determine where it's best to send our teams to get coverage and to bring you the story. So these are obviously areas. Fairview would be another place.
Okay.
I think Henniger is probably the most well-known one of all of those.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I will let them know that.
And speaking of which, that's also where our notch is. Let's see. And praise, the shear rate is low. We still have, and this is the concern right here. Look at that. I do not like to see that. Got that. It almost looks like it's trying to wrap around. So if you're in Elliott Crossroads, if you're in Henniger, Stamp, New Home, I hate to say, get to that safe place. Get to that safe place. This is not a confirmed tornado, but I am seeing 2 out of 3 things lining up. And those things lining up, 2 out of 3. You know, to say yes, there's a definite tornado. I like 3 out of 3, but 2 out of 3 is enough to, especially with the night that we've had, to say, you know what? Let's be cautious with this one. And let's go ahead and stay in the safe place. Elliott Crossroads, Stamp, New Home, Mahan Crossroads, High Point. Be in your safe place. This is in effect until 12:15 Central. Which okay. If you're in places like Biddle Crossroads, Central, you're probably getting ridiculous rain. I can't even imagine the lightning that you're seeing, and really strong winds. This is where the concern for a tornado would be. The shear is not, the shear rate is really weak. Typically when we have a tornado like the one we had, we are dealing with strong wind shear, and I'm not seeing that right now, which is great news, but I am still seeing some gate-to-gate shear. I'm still seeing a nice little notch in the radar. We still have good organization of this storm system, and so this is one where we definitely want to keep a close eye on it. Okay, and now that, yeah, okay, that makes a lot more sense. That makes a lot more sense. Okay. We were dealing with an image that was about 10 minutes old there. Now we've caught up. Okay, Valley Head. We're over Valley Head. Hammondville. Look at that. We have strong shear now. And, okay, so Hammondville, Valley Head. Let me know what's going on. This is, I hope you're still in your safe place. I hope you are. So I'm going to show you again. So let me click on this shear. So we've got some strong area of shear right here. We've got some greens and reds together. We have an inflow. We have a little bit of an inflow notch going right there. And we have the hail, the heavy rain, lightning up to the north. This is where we need to be really, really careful. We need to be really careful. This is moving east at a pretty good clip. You can tell this is moving at 33 miles per hour about. So, yeah, 33 miles per hour. Let me clear that off. And we just got a new image, so let's click through our products. Okay, the shear is weaker now. Still looking at this. So Valley Head, if anybody knows folks in Valley Head, I would love to know what's going on there. And let's see what's happening here. I'm seeing a little bit of... Okay. I'm going to keep an eye over here. Really just heavy, just flooding rain. Guys, the flooding scenario. We're going to talk rain here in just a minute. We're going to get rid of this severe thunderstorm warning. It's in effect, or tornado warning in effect until 2. That might be allowed to expire. So Hammondville, Valley Head, definitely some rotation around you and on you. I am not convinced that that's elevating to the level of a tornado, but we need to treat it that way. Now this is, I'm going to say this is good news. So we have a brand new severe thunderstorm warning. That severe thunder, why that's good news is they did not extend this as a tornado warning, which they easily could have done. So that they extended that as a severe thunderstorm warning tells me that it is going to be weakening as it moves in, and it looks like, again, we have that weak to moderate shear, little bit of green and red, and so while they're not all clear cut, all 3 elements are there. So I'm still treating this as a storm possibly that could produce a tornado until it's not. So Bankhead, I'm saying stay in your safe place. Mentone, safe place. Valley Head, of course, all of these areas as this moves off to the east. Let's see what's happening elsewhere. We've got severe thunderstorm warning Gilmer down into Pickens and Dawson, Georgia. Just really nasty weather here. This is a hail-producing storm. Let me see if we've got a hail core with that. Yeah, a little hail core right here. Let's zoom in on that. So just west of Villanau, this is a hail-producing storm. And it looks like it's been producing hail for about 10 to 15 minutes. It is moving to the east-southeast at 26 miles an hour. That hail could be 1.5 inches in diameter, guys. Woof. That's pretty crazy. So, yeah, you're dealing with that. You're also likely dealing with some really strong winds. Winds of, I'm going to say, 25 to 35 miles an hour. There's a 38, so maybe even up to 40 miles per hour. So really windy. The Villanau, you were getting dumped on, and the lightning and the wind. Look at that. That is insane. So, yeah, that's severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 1:45 a.m. Okay, so now let's take a look. Looks like this is even getting less organized. Well, as soon as I say that. Okay, so I'm still looking at strong shear out here. But on our velocity product, in 1 second, on the velocity product, we still have a little bit of red and green in there. And that coincides with weak to pretty weak shear, actually. So that's where we would look. This is off away from any potential rotation. So, and the radar imagery is not as clear cut as it was. That tornado warning is still in effect. I would be surprised if there was a tornado with this one. I think there may be some broad rotation there, but I would be surprised if there was a tornado with that one. It certainly is not being confirmed. And I'm looking at the TDS swath to see if we have any recent tornado swaths, and I'm not seeing any. I'm seeing this one that which is from this particular storm, but it was a while ago. So with that said, and this is all moving generally east and southeast. East and southeast. So we have another severe thunderstorm warning. Oh no, that's the same one. That's the same one. April says, definitely flooded near downtown Lafayette, torrential rain for the past hour. My backyard is covered. And I think we're going to honestly see our focus shifting and talking more about flooding as we move through the next hour or two, because that is an issue. We've had up to 4 inches of rain, and I'm going to show you some rainfall estimates here in just a little bit. Pikeville, you're getting some good thunderstorm activity, not seeing anything severe popping up, but definitely some severe thunderstorm activity.
The tornado warning for DeKalb County has been continued until 2 a.m.
Okay, it looks like it got shortened and shrunk a little bit. And so they're continuing, and this does surprise me a little bit, that they're continuing this tornado warning in DeKalb County until 2 a.m. And it's already, let me see. Okay, and I know why that makes sense. That does make sense. That's where we were talking about, and the reason is because, again, even though it's not beautiful, as well defined as the other tornado, or as the tornado was, this storm that could produce a tornado is still showing some signs of life right here where I've circled. And notice the shear is not as high there, but there's some rotation there. So this is moving into Walker County. where they've allowed it to become a severe thunderstorm warning, but they're still watching this. So if that shear starts to increase, maybe we see a little something on our reflectivity. You know, maybe things get a little better organized. Right now, it does not look that organized. Okay, so let's expand out. I tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to do some flood stuff. All right. Let's see how much rain we've had so far. So we just so people at home know, if you're watching on television, first of all, hello, thank you for watching. It's good to see you guys. What we do typically is whenever there is a tornado warning for our viewing area, we will stay on air, go live on air, and be on air until that tornado warning expires. So until at least 2 a.m., assuming that is the only tornado warning that we have, we will most likely go back to regular programming at 2 a.m. If we need to, and we're going to be here all night, and there are going to be other thunderstorms coming through all night, but I think we have seen the strongest thunderstorms moving through. With that said, we can't let our guard down, and there is a chance we could see more severe storms popping up, and flooding is going to be an issue all night. My microphone died. We've been on a long time. We ran out of batteries. So basically what I was saying for those of you on television is that our policy is whenever there is a tornado warning for any part of our viewing area, then we stay on air until that tornado warning is over. So that tornado warning in DeKalb County, we're going to stay on air until 2 o'clock until that's off. Assuming we do not have any other tornado warnings popping up, we will go back to regularly scheduled programming at 2 o'clock and 25 minutes. For those of you on Facebook, I'm with you all night, baby. Jessie says she has 3.75 inches of rain in Rocky Face. Okay, so let's take a look and see. This is going to be estimates, all right? I'm going to turn some things off so we can kind of, okay, let's do 12-hour rain. And my heavens, look at that. Okay. Ooh, it's going to be crazy. 4, 5.3, Dalton. 4.9, 4.1, 2.7, 3.1, 2.8, an inch, 1.2, 2.3. Yeah. So you get the idea, right? It has rained a lot. Now we're going to put on our flood warnings once again. And you can see the flood warnings basically mirror where we've had the heaviest rainfall. So anywhere from 3 all the way up to more than 5 inches of rain training through. So again, that's going to be another part of this weather story, is the flooding that we've seen. So yeah, so I'm going to turn the flooding off, and just know that's a big deal, and I know you guys are getting it. Okay, so let me click that and get rid of that and go back to our reflectivity and our lightning. Okay, so Pikeville, that nothing severe for you. That is heavy rain. That is a lot of lightning and gusty winds. You're most likely getting some pretty gusty winds with that also. One thing I do want to turn on and see if we have, bear with me 1 second. Okay, so tornado watch that was in effect until midnight, now in effect until 4 a.m. And notice again, we still have a lot of thunderstorms that are going to be moving through. It's still busy out there, guys. This is all night, all night. Now, what we just looking at the model data earlier this evening, the strongest storms were what we saw earlier, up to now. These secondary storms, they still may produce some severe thunderstorms, and you can't rule out an isolated tornado or two. So we're going to be very watchful with those all night long. Definitely going to be watching them all night long, okay? So just be aware of that. Let's now go to our tornado warning and see if we have anything of note. This was extended until 2 a.m. or 1 Central. Still weak shear. Yeah, there is nothing anymore. This is in effect until 2 a.m., but there is no longer anything in DeKalb County that warrants this tornado warning anymore. And I feel very comfortable saying that. And you can see this is the shear swath. This is how the shear has weakened. It's a little deceptive because that's picking up the other storm too. Actually, we can do this. So notice how the reds flare up, but not only do the reds flare up, but you can almost see the circulation, the circular pattern there. So as we get out here, we're starting to lose that. Not only do we not see the reds, but we're even losing a little bit of that circular pattern that we see with it. So all of the shear is now east, and I feel very comfortable saying DeKalb County, you are out of the woods in terms of a tornado.
Yeah, it says they're canceling the last tornado warning.
Okay, and Audrey was just telling me that the National Weather Service is saying they are going to cancel this last warning. So you'll see that popping off, and there it goes, as on schedule. So we're 20 minutes early. So what we're going to do, thank you, advertisers, and God bless you for letting us preempt and do this. Do we want to go out, and this is closed circuit for people in the control room, do we want to go to Jeremiah one more time? I'm not even sure where she is at this point.
They are sitting under a bridge.
Okay, very good. So we're going to get Jeremiah, and if y'all can find out where she is and just let me know that, we're going to get Jeremiah back on for one more hit just to see where she is and what she's doing. And yeah, we'll get that done. All right, let's go back out to Jeremiah Beatty. She is in Thunder. And Jeremiah, where are you cruising around now?
Hi there, David. Yes, we were just kind of hanging tight out of the storm's way, parked under a bridge to just wait until the storm systems moved. But now we're headed back towards Henniger, towards Elliott Crossroads. As you said, it's in the clear right now, but we're going to let you take a look outside. Right now, conditions are clear. And again, you know, before it was just quiet, just dead silent. And again, another thing to make note of, the humidity out here. Everything is just super hot, but because things have died down and we feel safer to head back, we're going to go and check on conditions over the Henniger community area right now. We are getting another alert from the National Weather Service, but we are navigating this storm as carefully as we can. So once we get back there on State Route 40, we'll keep you updated on what conditions look like over there. So I'm going to toss it again back to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Jeremiah. Awesome work. Appreciate the heck out of that. Seriously, that's good stuff. Jeremiah and hey, let me real quick throw out a big thank you to Marcus. He's been driving Thunder through the elements while Jeremiah, Marcus Hearn, thank you for your work as well. And guys, what we're going to do is wrap it up on air, and just thank you guys so much for watching. For those of you simulcasting, I appreciate it. We're going to continue our coverage as long as we have these severe thunderstorm warnings in play on Facebook. So make sure you go to either Facebook, Local 3 News, Local 3 Weather, or I'm also cross-posting to David Carnes 3. You can go to any three of those, and we're simulcasting on there as long as we have severe thunderstorm warnings in the area. So again, thank you guys so much. Right now, hey, we're going to go back to regularly scheduled programming. If another tornado warning hits our area, we will break into programming and be there for you.
Speaker Mike Johnson quickly offering up a motion to end her effort, and the vote was overwhelmingly in Johnson's favor, including some Democrats. Now, Green forced this vote despite opposition from virtually every Republican, as well as former President Trump. Earlier in the week, Green gave Johnson a long list of demands, but Johnson did not back down. Tonight, he called Green's attempt misguided and said that he hoped it was the end of personality politics in Congress. Lester?
Ryan Nobles, thank you. Now to former President Trump's legal battles. A Georgia appeals court giving the former president at least a temporary victory in his election interference case brought by DA Fani Willis. Laura Jarrett joins us. Laura, what did the court say?
Well, Lester, the court has now given Mr. Trump permission to appeal that decision from March that kept the DA on the case, but prompted her to remove Nathan Wade, her ex-boyfriend, who had led the prosecution. Now, Mr. Trump still wants the DA disqualified, so this appeal will slow down the Georgia case considerably, with the D.C. election interference case still in limbo and the Florida classified documents trial now indefinitely on hold. All this making it all but certain that the ongoing hush money trial will be the only case done by November. And Stormy Daniels is, of course, expected back on the stand here in Manhattan tomorrow, Lester.
All right, Laura, thank you. Tension is deepening between the U.S. and Israel tonight after President Biden halted a shipment of weapons to Israel. The president saying late tonight he won't supply the weapons for a major Israeli operation in Rafah. Andrea Mitchell now with late details.
Tonight, in a stinging rebuke of a close American ally, President Biden halting a weapons shipment of 3,500 bombs to Israel, just as Israeli troops are targeting Hamas in Rafah.
We paused one shipment of high payload munitions.
Fearing Israeli forces could drop 2,000-pound bombs on Rafah, as it did targeting a suspected Hamas terrorist in the Jabalia refugee camp last fall, killing civilians.
We have concerns about what that would mean for the civilian population there when you look at the way Israel has conducted its operations in the past and what the impact on the civilian population has been.
But the move angering many Republicans.
I think it's a hugely irresponsible decision. There should never be any question about America's commitment, United States commitment to Israel, and I think Biden's treading on some thin ice there.
An Israeli official telling NBC News there is deep frustration over the U.S. decision. And tonight, also a rift over humanitarian aid. With the Rafah border crossing now occupied by Israeli tanks, aid not getting through. The State Department calling that unacceptable. It comes despite Secretary of State Blinken's repeated urgings about aid to Gaza, as he told me in Israel last week.
And it's imperative that they get the food that they need, the water they need, the medical supplies they need.
And tonight, new reporting. CIA Director William Burns is back at ceasefire talks in Cairo after meeting with Prime Minister Netanyahu. U.S. officials telling NBC News Israel wants Rafah to be excluded from any ceasefire. An Israeli official denies it. Still, the State Department said today an agreement that could halt the fighting and bring home the hostages is within reach. Lester?
Okay, Andrea Mitchell, thanks. Those tensions in the Middle East leading to new disruptions as graduation season gets off to a rocky start with commencements on some campuses and arrests on others. Liz Kreutz has late developments.
Across college campuses nationwide, another tense day as more universities crack down on pro-Palestinian protests ahead of graduations. At George Washington University, police using pepper spray overnight to disperse a crowd of demonstrators there. At UMass Amherst, roughly 130 people arrested after refusing to leave their encampment, while student protesters continue to barricade themselves into a building at the Rhode Island School of Design. These new clashes coming as a House committee led by Republicans grilled K-12 administrators on Capitol Hill today, accusing some elementary and high schools of letting anti-Semitism run rampant in their classrooms.
What are you doing to keep students safe? And how can we stop this?
New York City Schools Chancellor David Banks pushing back on the line of questioning.
If we really care about solving for anti-Semitism, and I believe this deeply, it's not about having gotcha moments. It's about teaching. You have to raise the consciousness of young people.
They're pushing forward now.
Meanwhile, an investigation is underway at UCLA into the violence that broke out after counter-protesters attacked a pro-Palestinian encampment last week. According to law enforcement sources who spoke to the Los Angeles Times, police are using photo recognition technology, similar to what was used after the January 6 attacks on the Capitol, to identify the counter-protesters. At nearby University of Southern California, a police chopper circled overhead as graduation celebrations got underway. The school canceled its main commencement ceremony.
But we need to stay on our guard. Tomorrow morning, maybe for the commute, maybe getting these kids off to school, you may be dealing with some pretty good thunderstorms right around 6, 7 o'clock. If not scattered ones overnight. So this is 3, and you're seeing these little pop-ups. So we may have a severe thunderstorm just isolated during the overnight before this next line moves through at about 6 or 7 in the morning. So no, we're not done with thunderstorms. I'm hoping that we are done with severe thunderstorms, with the tornadoes. I'm hoping we're done with that. That's what I need us to be. That's what I need us to be done with, right? Okay, we're starting to see this one's in effect until 2:15. This one 2:15. And let's go up to Pikeville. Pikeville, just a lot of rain. I'm going to put this into motion. Lindsay saying 1.65 inches in Hot House. That's our Skywatcher. All right. Nancy, you're the best. Okay, Cody is saying, is the tornado threat continuing until the morning? So, yeah, I can't rule it out at all. There's no way I can rule it out. One thing I can do is on this computer, you know what? At some point, I'm going to have to put together a forecast because I'm doing the morning show. And the morning show might be a lot of basically what we're doing. So, and a 7-day. I'll have to put a 7-day together, Audrey, at some point.
I went ahead and I sent Shay just an updated report for the...
Good, thank you. All right, thundering, lightning, and trident. So I'm going to pull up, you guys just bear with me.
It's saying I posted too much, so it's not letting me post.
It's saying you posted
on
it?
Twitter, anyways.
You ran out of...
Yeah.
I didn't know that was possible.
I didn't either.
They're not letting you post on Twitter because you posted too much?
Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
They probably think it's a robot. But it's not. I'm a human.
Okay, so maps, and I'm still with you guys. Let me go a wider view. Okay, so what I'm looking for is the potential for severe weather overnight. So that's the thing that I'm looking for. So I'm going to go into this particular model that I like. I think I mentioned a minute ago, it's the HRRR. And there's a significant tornado, and it's low lower, but it's not zero. It goes from, I'll see if I can show it to you actually. That'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it? So it's going from where we did have 5s and 6s down to this is out of 10, down to 1s and 2s for the threat definitely was higher with the storms that moved through earlier, but the threat is not zero tomorrow morning. So because of that, we're going to stay pretty high alert. If that makes sense. All right, so you guys, let's talk. Currently in West Lafayette, heavy rain, lots of blanket lightning and thunder. There's little to no wind. Sadi, you ain't nobody. Yeah, you got that good heavy rain moving through Sadi, that moved through Sadi Daisy, didn't you? Not seeing any lightning with that though, and that's racing on out of there pretty good, isn't it? And then we've got this batch that's moving through Altamont, Grootly Lager, Colmont. That's going to be sliding into Cagle and Dunlap. More heavy rain. Had some good heavy rain and thunderstorms moving through Pikeville, Spring City. Spring City, what a light show. Good night for you, man. Hail in Chatsworth. You're getting hail in Chatsworth right now. Yeah, if you're in Chatsworth, you probably are, yeah. And let me see here, that severe thunderstorm, yeah, 215. And let me see if I can find a hail core. No, but yeah, you've had nice amounts of hail working through. And then in between Tryon and Lafayette, man, what just crazy. That is insane lightning. Brad Nally saying Dalton, Chatsworth, high wind, heavy rain, lightning, and thunder. Just wondering if we're in the clear of tornadoes. So you are not. I'm going to be brave and say you are probably. I can never say never, but I will say the tornado threat for you at this point is non-existent. I'm not seeing anything on here in any of these storms that makes me worry about a tornado in Dalton or Chatsworth. And before I say that, I'm going to look one more time. Let me take off the lightning. All right, got a little bit of strong shear there, but I have no velocity. Yeah, so yeah, if you're in Dalton or Chatsworth, I'm not worried about you at all with what I'm seeing now. Now, later overnight into tomorrow morning, I can't guarantee it. But again, the heaviest, the indication is from the model data that the atmosphere was really jacked up tonight, or last night rather, and it won't be as jacked up overnight and into tomorrow morning. So I expect we'll see some special weather statement, a lot of special weather statements, some severe thunderstorm warnings, and I cannot rule out one or two isolated tornadoes popping up. I can't rule it out. There's no way. And I'm sorry to say that. One thing I want to do, I want to go back and I want to show you, because I mentioned that, notice by the way, all of that, severe thunderstorm warnings in Memphis. Okay, so I'm going to go back, let's see, if I went back 3 hours, that would cover the tornado.